The collaborators, the agents against black empowerment, the agents for the system of white supremacy, they need to be called out and they need to be expelled from the community. And tonight we're going to be having a live stream that discusses the necessity of addressing them and calling them out.
The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black First family, how are you all doing? I am your host, Afro Lee. We're going to have loaded broadcast. We have much to discuss tonight. We do. I will appreciate every single last one of you all for being here with us this evening. What we're going to talk about, we're going to go into a little bit of history and then bring that into why we're having the issue today. We need to talk about this, all right? Something that we have always understood in our history is that we have to rebel and we have to fight against the system of white supremacy. We always understood this. The thing is that there's been things stopping us, all right? And there's something that is preventing us from reaching the success that we need to reach, okay? There's something that prevents us from that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm getting calls right now. He's stupid. Okay, my bad about that. All right. I hate when that happens. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to call these things out and we need to distinguish these things. For instance, I like to use a lot of, if you guys have subscribed and have watched me, I like to use a lot of analogies because that helps simplify what it is. It helps break it down in a very digestible sense, and it helps better understand exactly what it is. If you're a doctor, okay, and your patient comes in and your patient isn't feeling well, there's a reason your patient is not feeling well. There's a reason. Your patient is sick. Okay. There's a lot of different sicknesses out there. Does your patient have the flu? Does your patient have a virus? Does your patient have cancer? Does your patient have pneumonia? What is wrong with your patient? Why is your patient sick? You need to know this, okay? So you differentiate and categorize different problems. Your patient might have cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, skin cancer, bone cancer are all different things. They're all different. You have cancer. Okay, now you need to distinguish which type of cancer it is. You have to accurately diagnose the issue. That's the only way you're going to deal with it. They don't say, well, you're sick, so here's this magical elixir, and then you drink it, you'll feel better. No. Because one thing might work for one situation, but it might not work for the other situation, which leads us into why we have to have this conversation. We have to have this conversation because it's important for us to determine who is among us who are backstabbers, call them out and expel them from the group. Now, before we really get started, what I want to do already is play the somebody said I'm buffering. I hope I'm not buffering. Is play the copyright disclaimer to establish to YouTube that everything we play thus forth is protected under the guise of fair use. And I'll be right back. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay. Like I said, when you're a doctor, you determine different diagnoses of illnesses. Now, we do have an understanding that white supremacy is the ultimate illness, and they use different foot soldiers along the way, because one of the things that they've realized is that black people, there's a lot of us in slavery, and this is something that stems from that, and this is something that they've always understood. It's an evil genius thing, but it's something that we have to understand they've always understood. When you're having people who are enslaved and who are captive, in order to keep them in this position, you can't just physically hold them and chain them, all right? In order to keep them in that position, you have to make sure that they stay there and they don't rebel. The problem is that there's a lot of them on the plantation and not many of you. It's a whole lot of them and not too many of you. Yeah, you guys have guns, but the problem is that back in those days, you can only shoot one bullet. Then you had to stick a stick down the barrel and try to reload the gun like that. And it would take several minutes in order to do that. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get everybody. You're not going to be able to do that. So they were very key to prevent that from happening. They were hyper aware of that being a thing. They were very afraid of that being a thing, which is why when they saw a bunch of black people grouping up and piling up together, they said, no, we can't have that, because we were always figuring out ways to escape, ways to rebel, ways to fight back, strategies and things like that. And they were always aware of this. When anytime they saw black people huddling up together and planning a revolution or planning an escape, they were like, okay, well, we got to stop that. But the thing is that there's too many. These people is not only it's a lot of them, they're a lot stronger than you. It's a lot stronger than you. Two of you can't beat one of them. These people are way stronger than you. And it's a lot of them. Even if y'all want to use y'all little guns or whatever the case is, that's going to do a lot of damage. And let's say you get them. Now what are we going to do? How are we going to keep them in this position? That's what they think. What they came up with was something very dangerous, very, very dangerous, but they did develop this. They understood the importance and the necessity of collaborators. They understand to conquer a native people, to conquer a people, you need an inside man. Ultimately, you need a collaborator. All right. You need somebody from among their group, or at least someone you can put among their group that is going to work in your best interest while they're in their group. That's what you need. Someone in their group that's working for you in your best interest, not the group's best interest. All right. So this is why we have different collaborators. All right. Now, there are, and as because let's say for the sake of this live, we're all doctors. All right. I'm a doctor. You're a doctor. Let's say what Miss Nisi is a doctor. Okay. Angelica Elena is a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Ayo, you're a doctor. Antithesis is a doctor. Everybody here, Donna is a doctor. We're all doctors, and we're all diagnosing this virus. All right. I said when I was at the rally for reparations that white supremacy is a virus, because it is. All right. We're all doctors here. FBA Justice, we're all doctors. And if you guys are listening on the playback, we're all doctors. What we have to understand, if it's a virus, this virus comes in two different forms. You have the collaborators. That is the virus. Okay. That is the thing that they use, because white supremacy is a virus. That is a weapon. The collaborators, someone that they put among you that works against you and works for the enemy. All right. Now, in the collaborators, you have two different types. Okay. You have the domestic, and then you have the foreign. These are the two different types of collaborators that we will be discussing tonight, because they actually operate slightly differently. And we handle them kind of differently. So we have to understand this. Now, this is something that a lot of us were able to call out, even Harriet Tubman. Shout out to our beloved ancestor, Harriet Tubman. She understood that, yeah, there are going to be people who are collaborators. Well, now, on the slave plantation, when they were developing and they were plotting about the rebellion and the Underground Railroad and all of that stuff, they understood that a lot of the slave revolts would get snitched on because there would be a collaborator. Now, the collaborator wasn't able to really give themselves up. So what they would do is they would be able to tell. They'd be like, how can we tell which one of you guys are the backstabbers, are the collaborators? So when Massa walks down the stairs, the first Negro to take his hat off and be like, hey, Massa, how you doing? Nah, that's probably the one who snitched. We would look and everything like that. We would look at everybody's smile, the one who's got a smile from ear to ear. Yeah, that's the one who snitched right there. And see, culturally, foundational Black Americans, that's how we are able to keep ourselves safe. Because culturally, we understood that there was always somebody with us, whether they were doing it because they wanted to do it or whether they were doing it because they were sent to do it. There was always some, doesn't matter. There were always somebody there who was collaborating with them to various degrees. So we've always been able to, that's why we come up with terms like Tom, Uncle Tom and Coon and things like that. We came up with those things because we have to differentiate the collaborators from the people of the group. That's the only way to get rid of that problem, is to call those people out. Because no, you're not among us, you're a collaborator. All right, which is why we have Sambo, Mammy, Bed Buck, Bed Winch, all of these different things. Now, myself, I even took it a bit further and coined the term massa lover. And I did that because I understood that even there's even different levels to a collaborator. Okay, you got some collaborators who are just, they shuck and jive a little bit, and they just kind of they're shucking and jiving is kind of there. But you know what I'm saying? There's people who shucking and jiving in collaboration, and they're absolute, unquestionable love for white supremacy is at an all-time high, and they do a maximum amount of damage. The Uncle Ruckuses, okay? So there's different levels to it. The massa lover, that's the ultimate level. That's the Uncle Ruckus. That's, you don't get no higher. That's the Steven from Django. That's what they are. Now, the thing is that we had that, and when we have revolutions and movements and stuff like that, when we had the Black Panther Party movement and things like that, we've always had that. We've always had people, and we've allowed people to come in. And the problem is when we become too inviting, we start allowing people to come in who's not supposed to be in. And when we start organizing and progressing and getting things done, next thing you know, here comes the collaborator, William O'Neill. What did William O'Neill do? He was working the whole time with the feds against the Black Panther Party. He's the reason that Fred Hampton was assassinated after he set Fred Hampton up. He was the one who set Fred Hampton up, gave them the blueprints to the house and all of that stuff. And then he put something in Fred Hampton's drink, had him go to sleep. He couldn't wake up, and the Chicago police and the federal government came in the house, started busting the doors down, shooting it. They also killed our brother Mark Clark. We're not going to forget our brother Mark Clark. You can't do that. But ultimately, the target was Fred Hampton. And that's what happened. That's what they did. They ultimately got our brother Fred Hampton. And we've always understood, okay, that danger of the collaborator is very severe. Now, one of the things that prevent them from being able to really use the collaborators like that is because we try our best to call them out. Now, why they like to use a domestic collaborator, I'm going to tell you guys in just a second. Let me just set something up. Just set something up real quick, okay? Is because to a degree, they can understand the culture to a little bit. The thing is that they're becoming less effective. They are becoming less effective. But we do have domestic collaborators like the William O'Neills of the group, okay? And we got to differentiate him from Fred Hampton, okay? And call them out. I'm going to give you somebody who I believe, because I haven't had any evidence, verifiable evidence to prove otherwise, I believe is a domestic collaborator. All right. Now, we were recently discussing on the For the Culture live stream. We were recently discussing, hold on, let me take this off and pull this up. Do you guys know the situation about the black man who was pulled over and he was hit by the police unjustifiably. He was attacked by the police completely unjustifiably. Remember this?
He walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. Oh, no, don't. Get on the ground.
Stop fighting.
Put your hands on your back.
Okay, so terrible. Okay, completely unjustifiable. But the thing is that they need their front people. So now the collaborators, because we've called them out and we've expelled people who collaborate with white supremacy so much, they are now being used as a vessel to spew a bunch of anti-black rhetoric. Okay, they're still a collaborator. It's still under the same umbrella. They spew a bunch of anti-black rhetoric, and they'll say, well, hold on, you can't call it racist because I'm black. So one of the main people who are always going to defend police, if they're white, only if they're white, gonna be none other than one of the main collaborators we have to date, one of the biggest massa-loving collaborators we have to date.
Let me just explain this.
Tatum.
It wasn't.
Okay, he's always gonna, it don't matter what a white person does, he did it right, according to him.
Now, let me just explain this. It wasn't on you don't see him punch the guy on the body worn camera anywhere. And this is where the controversy starts, because there's no punching on the body worn camera. So there's no evidence that he was ever punched. And I think that's why the controversy wasn't a thing until his video emerged and you see him getting punched on his video. You see him getting mushed like this in the face in the car, and then you see him take one to the chin on the before they took him down to the ground. All of that, none of that is illegal. I don't care what people think. Use of force is predicated upon what an officer deems is reasonable, not what you deem is reasonable. Because you are sitting on your couch, or you watching the TV in your car. I mean, you watching the phone in your car, whatever you're doing. You're not physically there dealing with the emotional stress of the situation in its totality.
Okay, he wouldn't have said that if the races were reversed. He wouldn't have said that. He wouldn't have said that. Use of force is deemed completely reasonable if the officer feels like that's reasonable. Okay, so if a black man if the races were reversed, he wouldn't have said that at all. And we know that because we've seen that happen the other way around, and black officers have been arrested. Okay, not just lost their badge, been arrested. When black officers do stuff to white people, they go to jail. And Brandon Tatum does, or I think his name is Brandon. Tatum doesn't go and defend black officers at all. Okay, he's one of the main collaborators out here who goes around sitting up there, and everything a police officer does, he's one of the first people to come out there and be all like, hold on. It's got nothing to do with race, but the black person was wrong 100% all the time, every time. That's what he does. Okay, because he is being used as a vessel to spew anti-black white supremacist narratives and racism, and then they get to hide behind that because got their hand up his ass like a puppet, and they'll be all like, hold on, he is a black, and if it's him who's saying it, then it's not racist. Then that's why he's there, collaborating with them against us, because it's harder for us to fight against this injustice when we call out the fact that this is based off of race, when you have somebody from the same race saying, no, it's not based off of race, I'm black, and all you have to do is respect the police, and I'm black. That's collaborating, because you're working against the group for the benefit of the oppressors. That is collaborating with them, because he's getting paid by them. So he is a collaborator. He's one of the examples of a domestic collaborator. All right.
And that kid was so disingenuous that he literally cut majority of the incriminating content from his video when he put it out to the public. The guy told him numerous times why he was pulled over, numerous times that he was under arrest to get out the car. Even the one he was talking to told him, you have to comply, get out the car. That is a legitimate stop. And then he turns the video on that short part when he said a couple things and the officer knocked the window out.
That's a lie. He actually had, if you listen to the body cam, he actually had the video on way before the other officer ever pulled up, actually. So he's lying, and that's what he does. That's what collaborators do. So that's the domestic collaborator. So you have him, you have the William O'Neills. We have to call these people out because it's always them who are sent into the group to sabotage the group from the inside, which is why we keep having to go to the same starting point. And we cannot make progress. This is what Harriet Tubman knew. She was like, everybody can't come now. Everybody can't come. Because you're going to have people who going to try to stop us. And it don't matter who try to stop us, whether they are supposed to be with us or not. Whoever trying to stop us got to go. That shotgun was for whoever needed it. All right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are the examples of a domestic collaborator. Now, the thing is that culturally, we have came up with different terms and names and things like that for them. All right? We've done that. Came up with different stuff to single them out. So that mitigates a lot of the damage that they're able to do because we've developed a vetting process, because we've understood the necessity. We understand the necessity of a vetting process. Now, could we get tighter on the vetting process? In my opinion, we can, but we do have one. And ours are better than everybody else's, all right? And the reason why I say that is because on the Twitter, I asked a question, a very important question. All right, let me pull this up. I asked people, because when we come up with names and terms and stuff like that, like Sambo, all of that stuff, Coon, all of that stuff, when we come up with that stuff is supposed to be to differentiate us or our traders from the rest of the group. Okay. That's what that is supposed to be. I'm trying to change the settings here so you guys can see it. But you guys, it's all dark, but it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I'm not gonna focus too much on that. I want y'all to look at this. This is what I put on that Twitter. Hold on. Look. So right here, I asked them, okay, I say, important question. Important question. What are the African terms, okay, they refer to their sellouts as? What is the African version of terms like Coon, Sambo, Uncle Tom, etc.? Now, this got a decent amount of views, 13,000 people, over almost 14,000 people. Got a lot of comments. You don't have too many people saying too much. Now, there were some people who said, they do have some, but one person's all like, the thing is that, Africa is a huge place and there's different villages, tribes, nations, all of these things, but yet they don't have enough because they don't have a culture collectively of calling them out. And I asked that because y'all really don't. And you guys need to call them out. It's not divisive. It's progressive. It's progression to call them out. Now, there were some names, and I'm sure, because there's thousands of languages in Africa, they have some names for calling out their sellouts, but it should be a lot more common. It's not that common because they don't really call their collaborators out or anti-Black collaborators out. We do. We call them out. That's why we have Coon, Sambo, Buck Dancer, Tap Dancer, Bed Buck, Bed Winch, Mammy, all of these things. We call these people out, okay? And that mitigates the damage that they do. we see signs even when we call people whitewashed. We all had that one kid we went to school with, or maybe your cousin or something like that, who really didn't want to be black, even though they wouldn't admit it. They really didn't want to be black. Okay. They didn't like nothing about black culture. They kind of talked as properly as possible. And every time you said, why are you sounding like that? Oh, you're trying to say I sound like that because I speak so educated, because I do not speak as a black. I do not speak as one of you Negroes because I am educated and I don't choose to live in the ghetto. Is that why you guys are saying this about me? Because you guys do not accept me for being the intellect that I am? That's what they do. Remember, that's how they get. We've all known that person. We've all known that one person who's sitting up there. They be shucking and jiving, and the second they be trying to, they be those people who be like straightening their hair and sitting up there trying to comb it back as if they don't have black hair, and then the second you call them out, oh no, it's because you are too ghettoized. I am a black, but I am a sophisticated. I find more in common with my white friends, to be very clear with you, because they understand the necessity of reading, unlike you Negro hooligan shenanigan Negroids who don't. Like, okay, the whitewash, and that's the ones we stay away from. So when people talk about, well, black people never really liked me because I was smart. No, that's because you were whitewashed and you was a little white ass kisser. Okay. And it's so ingrained in our culture. Kids know, okay? Kids know who the little white ass kisser is in the family. Too many of us have one, and we already know, like, oh, there he goes and everything like that. Yep, there he goes and everything. We are, or she, because sometimes it's a woman. Sometimes you'll have the one like, I just want to be, I want to be a Barbie, like the white one Barbie. Like we have, and we call those people out. Okay. And then when they come in, blacks didn't accept me. No, and that's because of our culture. All right. Not because you weren't ghetto, because you were whitewashed. That's why, because of that, because you were a little ass kisser. All right. And we just differentiated you. Okay. We don't like ass kissers in the damn group. Those are the little Carlton Banks that we have in the family. And we all, I don't want nobody to say, I don't know nobody. We all got a little Carlton Bank, whether that's a male or we all have one of those. Or we know one of those from school or something. We know that. Okay, we all do. They be wearing their pants all the way up to above their belly button and everything like that. We all know that. We know that. They eat their fried chicken with a fork. We know that. Okay. We know it. Okay. They love ketchup. They all do. Do you guys notice that they love ketchup? Maybe it's me. I just noticed that. Like, y'all, they put ketchup on everything. They love some ketchup. I don't know if I don't know why. I think they think white people love ketchup and they love ketchup because they want to be. I don't know why, but they love ketchup. Now, I don't dislike ketchup, but I don't love ketchup. They love ketchup. It's a weird thing. It's kind of weird. Don't get me started on the mayo. Don't get me started on the mayo. Lord have mercy. But anyway, that's the domestic ones. But we mitigate the damage that they do because of that. All right. So what white supremacy is realizing is that they're leaning more into the foreign collaborators, because the foreign collaborators get to do a little bit more damage. Okay. Now the domestic collaborators, they get to get in real close, a lot close. They get to get in real close. But see, the thing is that we've learned from that. So now they got to go to the foreign collaborators. Now, what the difference is with the foreign collaborators is that they don't come from a culture that calls them out. So they're going to pop up and they're not going to be, nobody's going to know who they are. So nobody's going to tell them to look out for such and so. Okay. And they work as a buffer class. these foreign collaborators work as a buffer class, all right, which is why they get preferential treatment. Now, an example of a foreign white supremacist collaborator is Myron Gaines. That's a perfect example. Look at this.
Probably everybody in the room, but you said, I know this is going to piss off probably everybody in the room, but you said that this was kind of open mic, kind of you've talked about the JQ stuff, you talked about women, you talked about that. So what I want to bring up is two incidents. The first happened on this campus roughly about a month ago, where a guy named Nate Baker, as a junior, was just plowed over and ruthlessly killed by some illegal immigrant in a car, and he was wanted by ICE, all that stuff. But the real incident I want to talk about is what happened in Frisco, Texas, about a month ago, which was the murder of Austin Metcalf by Carmelo Anthony. And why has Donald Trump not said a single word about this issue? How long are we going to let white people be murdered in the streets before we do something? I am tired of this.
Let me let y'all know something. I want y'all to understand. Yeah, in a street fight, he wouldn't bust a grape. We're not worried about him. I am tired of this nonsense. How long am I going to be victimized because of my whiteness? It's not cool, man. This is lame. This is whack. I can't believe it. All of these blacks doing everything they want to, beating me up, taking my girls. I can't believe it. This is out. God didn't want it to be this way, dude. Okay. Now, yeah, it's fun and games. But let me ask you, how old do you think he is? I'm assuming this is a college campus, right? So he's probably, 18, 19, around that. Okay. Just around that. You might think he's not that threatening until you put into perspective, how old was Dylan Roof when he went into that church and massacred black people? He was 21 years old. How old was Peyton Gendron? Okay. When he went into that grocery store and killed over a dozen black people, or I think it was 10 black people. He was 18 years old. Or Ryan Palmetter, who went into that dollar store, that Dollar General store in Florida. I mean, killed 3 black people. He was also 18 years old. How old are most of these white supremacist mass shooters? They're just around his age. So yeah, is he physically gonna beat up no black person? Of course he's not. He's not gonna stand toe to toe with no brother. No. But these are the people who need to be on the damn watch list. Now, these are the people who are going to have history of doing little hateful, racist things that the damn police are going to overlook until he damn stacks up on his artillery like he's the damn Punisher, and then go to the closest black grocery store and then just start spraying everybody. These are the people that we need to be looking out for. These nerdy, geeky, incel, weak, pathetic things. These are the threats that we need to be taken very serious. We take this threat serious when it's a big lumberjack looking dude with a bunch of tattoos on that. And I'm not saying you can't take that threat serious either, because you should. You're taking those threats serious. Like, yeah, man, America, dude. And oh yeah, you're taking them serious, but I'm telling you, don't ignore the danger of the little incel, of the little people who feel like, how are all the girls liking the black guys, man? I'll kill them. I'm telling you, those are the people. The way he's talking, do you think he feels this way by himself? Do you think he has not expressed this to other people? Do you think he's not online saying these things? Oh, and it's going to get worse. You think he's not on Reddit and all these 4chan and Rumble, and you think he's not listening and collaborating? He's going to be, well, I got to be a martyr for the white race because we're being extinguished. He's one of those. He's one of those. I can already tell. I want that any black, if y'all know, y'all need to make sure y'all keep an eye on people just like him. If y'all see the slightest sign, y'all need to be aware, and let every black person around you be aware. But let's continue.
Well, no, I mean, see, I see some of you guys are laughing, but the reality is if it was the other way around, you guys would be burning down the city, if we're going to be honest here, right? Got the black one in the back.
This is the foreign white supremacist collaborator, Myron Gaines. This man is having a damn racial fit. Even though white people commit by far the most hate crimes by percentage, by per capita, by whatever measurement you like to use, they commit by far, it's not even close, the most hate crimes. And yet he's talking about how white people are being victimized in the country. And here goes Myron enabling and emboldening, okay, a potential mass murderer. This is Myron, the foreign collaborator, the foreign white supremacist collaborator. Okay. Now, if he enables this dude and then this dude says, you know what, Myron was right, dude, I'm going to go kill him. Okay. And this is because Myron is enabling that.
Screaming and laughing at him.
And I don't want to make this look like
hold
I'm
on. Let me, because this is the thing, because a couple of the people here are laughing at your rage, but I find it interesting that if it was the other way around, they can burn down a city like Minneapolis over George Fentanyl, but if he goes ahead and expresses some rage, you guys laugh at him, which is interesting to me because they can't be honest about this, where there is seriously a problem in America where a small percentage of people are committing a majority of the violent crime. What? Black men account for maybe 8% of the population, but they're committing something like 50 to 60% of the violent crime, and they can't talk about this.
That's not because it's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Right? So I do think that there's a problem here where we need to address black culture. We need to address the degeneracy. We got to address the violent gang and rap culture. And it's an issue. And the thing is that, you know, guys like him can't speak up about it. He speaks up about it, and then we got black girls in the back laughing at him. But, you know, when they kill a black man, y'all are rioting all over the place and burning cities down, and nobody says anything to you guys. So I think he has a right to be pissed off. I mean, I was pissed off when I saw it.
I mean, I just have kind of a follow-up to that. I just have a follow-up to that. You know, you talking about this is kind of like a socioeconomic thing, a culture thing. Well, if that's true, why have the crime rates kind of stayed the same since the 60s, since the civil rights movement even? You know, before rap music, speaking on that rap music, why doesn't rap music make white people go just murder people in the streets? You know, is this a culture thing, or is this just simply a race issue?
There's a couple things.
Now, white people have been doing that before rap has ever been a thing. White people have been doing that before rap. White people have been doing far worse than that before rap has ever been a thing.
Now, this is going to be very controversial, but it's
now look at what the damn white supremacist collaborator says.
An IQ thing too. Yeah, it's an IQ thing, and this is what's banned a lot of the times. That I got to we're on YouTube, so I'll kind of say this in code word, but it's a multitude of different things. It's culture, it's IQ, it's hair.
Now he's saying it's IQ, which is saying that black people are inherently and genetically prone to violence. And this goes into Darwinism, okay? And eugenicist, okay? When you talk about how black people are inherently more violent than white people, because he's like, well, when whites listen to rap, they don't go out shooting people, but when blacks do it, they do. So, if it's an IQ thing, what you're saying is that, well, black people, they can't listen to it and maintain civility because they're less human than you are as a white person. And this is going to enable another mass shooting. which is what the Myron is doing.
All these things play a role, but yeah, there's a bunch of different issues, right? It's a two-tier justice system. There's so many different things that play into it. But I have a saying: around the blacks, never relax. So take from that what you will.
Living around white people is not a human right. You don't get to live with us all the time. All right, this is our country that we built. Yeah, white immigrants built this country. Thank you. Read the Naturalization Act of 1790.
You see that? I'm telling you, man, this dude already probably buying artillery.
No, it's the truth.
Now.
This country was founded by white Protestant
And yes,
men.
I understand that black people have been a part of this country since the beginning because of slavery, and I'm not
I think
endorsing
the girls
slavery.
over there don't like what you're saying.
And I know that, yeah. Yeah, and the logical consequence of slavery is that, you have these people displaced in this country, and, at the time, maybe the better choice should have been to just send them back to Africa. Because clearly they can't integrate in a proper society and live with us without just murdering each other in the streets. So it really kind of makes you think, well, now, it's baked in now. What can we do about it? And, some people I watch Nick, like Jason Whitlock, he had that thing with Jason Whitlock where Jason Whitlock says, oh, well, if they're just Christian, man, then, things would be different. But then you look at countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo. That country's 95% Catholic, roughly. And they have one of the highest murder rates in the world. And, their country's it's a failed state. And it just really makes you think, it's not a culture issue, it's not socioeconomics, it's not religion, then, what is it?
Yeah, no, I mean, IQ does play a huge role in it. And that's the thing that people don't like to discuss. But yeah, no, that's true, man. I mean,
and then here goes.
The truth hurts sometimes for people.
Enabling that
Yeah,
again.
they've done meta-analysis on this with IQ and race, and the data doesn't lie, In general, black people tend to have lower IQs, so it is what it is.
He's being very disingenuous because that's really not what the data says. But this is the thing. The collaborators, first off, they're coddling and enabling that. Now, if he feels like it's not cultural, it's a genetic thing, and you guys are attacking white people, what are we gonna do? This is the next damn Dylan Roof that Myron Gaines is putting a battery in his back. Myron Gaines is putting a battery in the next Dylan Roof. That's what he's doing. Okay, these are the collaborators. So, because the foreign collaborators do a very unique amount of damage, a unique type of damage, okay? Not because they do exactly what the domestic collaborators do, and then they do something different. Then what we realize is that they are used as a buffer class. See, that's something a domestic collaborator can't do. You can't use somebody who's domestic as a buffer class, but a foreigner actually can be used as a buffer class. Are you guys following me? So their potential danger is a lot higher, to be honest, because they'll be the ones who will come in and then ethnically cleanse us as we're trying to establish reparations and establish our claim in this country. These will be the people who will be used as another buffer class. That's the thing. And we're starting to realize that now. All right. So now we're having even people admit to the fact that, yeah, these people are actually being used as a collaborator in a buffer class, which is why the dominant society wants to give them a higher position than us. Okay, hold on. Okay, look at this. What? Hold on. Let me get this off the screen. I can only pull so many videos up at a time. But what I really hope that you guys do is hit that like button. That's what I need y'all to do. Look at this.
It actually also affects African Americans in a very interesting way, which is actually both the universities and the corporate employers are literally, this is true, they literally import Africans so that they don't have to hire African Americans because they still count as black. There was a great story, the thing that woke me up to this, there was a story in the New York Times 20 years ago about Harvard. This is Harvard admits, black students, but which ones, back when the New York Times could talk about these things honestly. And it quoted actually Henry Louis Gates and Lonnie Guinier at the time at Harvard Law School, basically observing that African Americans were not benefiting from affirmative action because Harvard Harvard had figured out that they could import Nigerians. Right, and again, it's just like, great, the Nigerians are great, they're very smart, they're very productive.
Do you hear that? When you say African, he means black. So foundational black Americans, we're not even getting pushed into the black. We're getting pushed at the back of the black list. So they're all like, oh, well, technically, we can bring in Nigerians. And because y'all are both racially black, then when we say we gave it to a black person, we can actually cherry pick which black people. So we'll give it to Asians first, and then Hispanics, and then Nigerians, and then you. And they are being used as a sub buffer class. They're not as much of a buffer class as, let's say, the Asian community or let's say the Hispanic community, but they're used as a sub buffer class, as a mini buffer class, just so they can keep us in the position that we're in. He's saying so himself. So when people come in, no, when they pull us over, they can't tell. They can't tell. Okay, when I'm driving and you're driving and they pull us over, they cannot tell. They do not know the difference. No, they do know the difference. And you guys, and y'all, please don't act like y'all don't know. You guys are being used as a buffer class.
Had figured out that they could import Nigerians. Right, and again, it's just like, great, the Nigerians are great, they're very smart, they're very productive, it's fantastic. You know, all other things being equal, you'd like to have as many of them in your country, but like, is that really why we're doing, you know, the set-aside programs? And so, like, there is this really fundamental question, which is like, what level of untapped talent exists in this country that a combination of DEI and immigration have basically cut out of the loop for the last 50 years?
Now, I'm not going to co-sign everything he says, because then after that, he goes on and he says some kind of racist stuff, so I'm not going to sit up there and co-sign that. Right? But here's the thing. Because those collaborators do something very different, we have to categorize them differently. So when we use terms like Sambo, Uncle Tom, all that stuff for our anti-black collaborators, the people who are collaborating who are domestic, the domestic ones, we use a different one for the foreign collaborators. These are the ones who can to come within our group because we share the same racial category. And then next thing you know, they will be used as a mini buffer class, like the Myron Gaines and the Candace Owens and all of that stuff, and the Brian Donalds or whatever. They're used in that way. So, okay, now we understand. All right. So when it comes to reparations, let me show you guys. They're doing a lot of damage. And they'll get on the reparations panel and they'll talk about how, hold on, I'm black and I say that we don't technically deserve reparations at all. Remember
Honored
this?
to testify on a topic as important as this one. In 2009, the Senate did the same. Black people don't need another apology. We need safer neighborhoods and better schools. We need a less punitive criminal justice system. We need affordable health care. And none of these things can be achieved through reparations for slavery.
Do you see that? Now, the damage he's doing, he wouldn't be able to do that if he was a white Hispanic. He is Hispanic, but he wouldn't be able to do that if he was a white Hispanic. He wouldn't be able to do that if he was an Asian. So this is the sub buffer class that they use. So this is why we got to categorize them different. This is where the word tether comes in. Because the damage they do is different from the damage, even though it's the same, but they can do something different. So we have to categorize them differently. Okay? Like a doctor. Okay? You got to diagnose things differently. You can't call breast cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, skin cancer all the same. You cannot do that. You have to call them different things because they are different things. They come from different places. They have different diseases. They do they have different problems. Okay? There's different problems when you're talking about lung cancer versus when you're talking about breast cancer. It is still cancer. They are still collaborators, but they are different. So we're noticing that the domestic collaborators, we can call them out, but there's a certain uniqueness of the foreign collaborators that we need to especially pay attention to and focus. This is why we categorize them as tethers. Is this to say all immigrants are tethers? This is to say the collaborators from the immigrant class are tethers. All right. This is what is to say that. Okay. Because they are foreigners who can come among us and do damage and tether among us as foundational Black Americans. This is why we have to make this distinction. Why people talk about, oh no, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. No, they are. They are that bad, and they do a lot of damage. They do a tremendous amount of damage. Now, right now, we're focusing on reparations. That's where the movement is heading, right? So when we focus on reparations, one of the things we need to focus on is how reparations need to be lineage specific, okay? We all need to have lineage specific reparations. Now, we have a whole lot of people who are saying, well, I don't believe in reparations and stuff like that. But the thing is that what we are noticing is that the tethers are being used against reparations. There are a lot of them. They're coming up there on the panels and stuff like that, speaking against the reparations. And either if they're not speaking against it, they're trying to include other people inside of the reparations conversation. That's what they're trying to do. Include everybody. Okay. Look at this
neighborhood. If you walk through this neighborhood or you walk through Park Slope and you look at the alternate side.
Now, this is in New York where they're supposed to be discussing reparations.
Parking signs. The requirement to move your car is like 1 day a week. On Monday, you can't park here for 30 minutes because we're assuming that your streets are very clean. But if you go into Crown Heights in my district, if you go into Southeast Queens in Councilmember Natasha Williams' district, if you go into predominantly black and brown communities across New York City, then you see 4 times a week.
Do you see that? Black and brown. Anytime they do the black and brown, they're including other people in reparations that they're not supposed to be included in. Okay, that is dangerous, and they're doing that because, hold on, okay, well, we're going to need somebody whose racial category can make you fit in the group, but your allegiance isn't among them, all right? So it's easy for you guys to flip, okay? It's easy to flip you guys because you guys are not among them. So that's why they have a whole bunch of people who are foreigners, who are tethers, who do not support reparations. Now, of course, you do have the Jim Clyburn's and all of that stuff about reparations, but this is the thing. This is the thing. This is why we got to call these people out, because these people will sit on a panel and they will preach against reparations. And this is why distinguishing them, because calling them a Uncle Tom and a Sambo and all of that stuff, that's not a strong enough diagnosis. What you need to do is call them a tether, which is what they are. You need to call them a tether because that takes their ability to represent us away. They can't represent us once they're being called a tether, because now it's been exposed that they're not from the lineage, so they have no place to speak on the lineage, even though that they'll get on the thing and they'll talk about reparations and they don't know who gets reparations and stuff like that. Look at this. Remember this?
When it comes to reparations, usually reparations do tie in with either nationality or ethnicity. And understanding that the word black and white is a social construct.
Right.
Is that understanding in the book that that's part of the reason why they won't give us reparations as well, because there's nothing to tie into repair when it comes to nationality? Like people always ask, why do Jews get reparations? Why do the Japanese? Why do Asians? Why do this get reparations? Because they have a home to go back to. They have a tie-in with the nationality or with the ethnicity that's legit. There is no land or island of black.
Yeah, so great question. Right now, that's actually a hot button issue in the pro-reparations space, where eligibility has been a big thing. In California, the First in the Nation Commission passed the eligibility standard 5-4 decision, which said that it had to be someone who can demonstrate that they are descended from an African American person who was enslaved. For me,
you see that? Hold on. First off, African American person. You mean foundational Black? That's too vague. But then listen to this.
I just sort of think about wanting the party to exist before we start crafting the invitation. So I live out in LA. What I've learned in LA that there's levels to the party. So of course there's the venue, then there's the invitation, but you got to get the confirmation of the invitation. Then when you got to get there, then it might be general admission. Then there's VIP, then there's VIP, and
okay, and you see this? These are the people that they'll put up there and they'll dismiss reparations. I'm showing the receipts for a good reason. I'm showing you guys these receipts for a very good reason because we've been going through this for the longest time. And the thing is that they don't do this when it comes to CARICOM. Okay? They don't do this sabotaging and saboteur behavior when it comes to CARICOM or the African Union for that matter. They do this specifically when it comes to us. They are willful collaborators when it comes to being against our reparations. All right.
You know, is it fair that there's no reparations, no restitution, nothing?
So should the Japanese? Yeah,
okay.
That was more recent.
The Japanese already got reparations, so she just defeated her own point with that.
The internment camps were more recent. Should the Japanese get reparations?
Sure.
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish.
And they actually did.
Need not apply signs when they came here during the progressive era. Sure. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game. What about the people that exist under the Roman Empire? What about the people that exist under the Ottoman Empire? What about the peasants that existed under kings? I mean, how far do people really want to take this argument before they acknowledge that there are ugly spots in human history, right? The only way that you can repair the past is by focusing on the future.
So you just basically, okay, so it exists, it's real, it's horrible, but you got to move on and make something.
You have to move on. Everybody has lived through terrible things in society. Really, there is not, if you're looking for victims, they're everywhere. There's something in your life that makes you a victim. There's plenty of things in my life that make me a victim. We could go around the room and everyone could share their victim story, right? That is the human history. And by the way, there's always going to be victims. Democrats like to sell this illusion that somehow society is perfectible. Of course it's not perfectible because society is run by human beings and human beings are imperfect. So stop focusing on that. Start focusing on the things that you can focus on, which is how to make things better.
Powerful place to finish up. Candace, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
powerful place to finish up. Candace, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Candace. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. And I'm showing you that receipt because Candace is now trying to ease up on all of that anti-Black narrative that she was spewing. And Candace, you did too much damage. I'm not sitting up there going to let you slide because first off, she ain't really gave no real apology for that. Now, what's interesting about Candace, that is that she knows she's not going to do that to her own people. She will do that and sabotage our reparations and then make us look bad, make us look lazy, make us look degenerate, all of this stuff. She won't do that to them.
I'll be honest. I have a Caribbean bias. My former producer.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'll be honest. I have a Caribbean bias.
That's why she doesn't speak about CARICOM. Notice all of this. Well, reparations. Will the Japanese get reparations? Will the Italians get reparations? Are we going to go back to the beginning of time? I mean, can't we just move on? Can't we just let it go? Why are we still talking about it? She's not going to say that about CARICOM, is she? Because she has a Caribbean bias. See, this is the thing that they understand. All the tethers are very useful. It's untapped potential with how dangerous and damaging they can be.
Honest, I have a Caribbean bias. My former producer made it very clear to me that I have a Caribbean bias because she'd pitch me stories or like say like Rihanna did this and I'd be like, I'm not going to say anything bad about Rihanna, or like Nicki Minaj. And she's like, but I have a Caribbean bias. This guy's got a Caribbean accent. My grandma had a very thick St. Thomian accent.
Okay. So this is why we had to delineate. This is why. Okay, because that's a differentiation between us as foundational Black Americans and then tethers. Okay, because we're categorizing people now. Of course, among FBA, because there's 43 million of us. Of course, are all of us on code? No. 43 million people. Are we all on code? No, not really. We literally have enough people to create another nation. That's how many people we have. We have a bigger population than some other whole nations do. Okay, so it's a lot of people. Are we all on the same page? No, but we understand that we are a lineage of people, and we have to categorize and name ourselves that. Okay, because the name African American is too vague. And it allows people like Candace to be all like, well, technically, I'm an African American. You have people like Coleman Hughes. Technically, I'm an African American. Myron Gaines. Technically, I'm an African American. And everybody is saying, technically, I'm an African American. Okay. So what we started to realize, we started to really wake up and smell the coffee and realize, okay, Dr. Claude Anderson was saying this for the longest time. Okay, let's listen to what he had to say.
Came here, his ancestors came here to get free handouts. That's why they came here. No immigrant spent 3 months crossing perilous oceans to get to the United States looking for happiness. They came here to get handouts, to get free benefits. See, understand this, Rock, and I want your audience to understand it too. 99% of all the Black people in America are the direct descendants of slaves, which means they were here before 99% of all the other people arrived. All these people are coming to this country boasting about, my family came from Germany, my parents came from Ireland, my parents came from Greece or Italy. They came here for a specific reason, to get benefits. They get unearned benefits, to profit and enjoy the fruits of Black folks' labor and the Indian land. They've already gotten theirs. And now what they're saying is that now that we've gotten everything, we got control of it, we got it free and passed it from generation to next generation, we're not gonna let you have anything. And see, that's grossly unfair and it's immoral. And the worst thing that our society is doing, and they should cease in doing it, is they start equating Black folk to all these fabricated groups, like minorities and poor folk and people of color and Asians and Hispanics coming into the country. These people coming to this country today get unearned benefits to enjoy the fruits of Black folks' labor. Nobody shut them down. The Chinese.
All right, he's saying it. He's been saying it. We gotta distinguish ourselves. We got to make sure we are not sitting up there saying we all the same people and all of that stuff. And he's been, and not just one time, he's been on that.
Is there any hope that the issue of race will ever be resolved in this country?
I think there's a very, very slight chance that it can be resolved, but it's going to be up to Black folks to do it, though. See, because they're going to be pushed back from the dominant society, because they got a social construct that excludes Black folk. And so, so later on, you can ask me about it. The key is going to be how Black folk classify themselves. See, first of all, Black folk got to classify themselves as native Blacks, to make sure there's a distinct difference between a Black coming from Africa and a Black coming from the Caribbean. Native Blacks. That means people that were born and raised in this country 400 or 500 years ago, that are peculiar to this. That's it. And if you focus on that, then say, now, what is special about those native Blacks? Then you have to say they are exceptional people.
Yep, that's what we are, exceptional people. So now we're starting to realize that, and we are, like he said, we're identifying differently. And our identity is very important, because how you view yourself is going to determine how you view the problem. How you view the problem is going to determine how you solve the problem, okay? If a doctor, this is why it's very accurate and important to diagnose things accurately, okay? Because if a doctor sees a patient that's sick and says, well, you have a headache or whatever, and you diagnose something that is wrong, you categorize, which is like a diagnosis really, categorize something that is wrong, and that person's not sick, that person has some type of ringworm or some virus. If that person gets some type of food poisoning, it's not the flu. You have to deal with the food poisoning or chemical poisoning very different than you do with the flu. All right. So you have to call things differently. We have to distinguish and identify ourselves differently. All right. When we call ourselves this vague, ambiguous kind of oxymoron, which is African American, we keep running into the same problems, which is now, as we're calling ourselves more distinct terms, for our lineage, like foundational Black American. You have people saying freedmen, you have people saying indigenous, okay, or Black Indian, or stuff like that, right? American Indian stuff. This has become a big factor into where we are today. All right, we're getting rid of this ambiguous term African American, and the thing is that they need that, because that is one of the core things that the collaborators need in order to infiltrate the group. They need it to be vague. They need it to be ambiguous. They need it to be, well, we're all African American when you really think about it. And when we say, no, we're foundational Black American. We're from the foundation of this soil, so you guys can't enter into the group. That takes away a lot. So now they want us to go back. All right. Let me get to, because y'all been blowing the super chats up. Y'all just been doing it. We're gonna get to the super chats. I need y'all to hit that like button. That's what I need, because we still got a lot to cover. I need y'all to do that. All right. Shout out to Antithesis. He says he's out here supporting. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to my mod BX. She says, I commend your dedication and patience. You're a wonderful and fair advisor. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You are valued. Okay. It says collaborators are a topic I need you to touch on tonight. Oh yeah, we getting there, because we are doctors. We got a cure. We got this virus that's going to kill us all. We got to cure it, and we got to call it for what it is. Okay. Mike, my brother Mike says, thank you for what you're doing, brother. Much love. B1 to you, brother. Appreciate you. Bria sends a super chat. Thank you very much. Dakotas Jenkins says, the control and subjugation of any group doesn't happen unless there are collaborators, exactly, from within the victimized group. Okay. The coons are comfortable being lapdogs and are scared of power. They are. Now, there's a lot of we can really make a whole live stream as to why people become collaborators, because there's a lot of different reasons as to why people become collaborators. But we're just talking about the different types as far as foreign collaborators versus domestic collaborators. Okay. All right. So that's why we're talking about that. Okay. And then David says, Black Americans are the biggest group of millionaires globally. That's true. What the F is, are any of them talking about? We're the number one archetype for blackness. We're the ones who made even the word black pop. All right. Blackness, and they all know that. Yeah, they all know it. Okay. And he also goes ahead and says the potential school shooter. Yeah, he is. That the suspected white supremacist, or he pretty much confirmed to be a white supremacist. Okay. He mad he's white. Yeah, equality feels like oppression to the privileged. That's true. And entitled. That's true. Then he continues to say, he says, meanwhile, notice how, quote, tethers like Myron never talk about the dirt of his people. He doesn't. I haven't heard that one time. Okay. It says, like they got at home, like they got none. It says, and we know Myron's people are violent and insane. Yeah. And he don't want to talk about their IQs now, do we? All right. Snatcher Dam says, like suspected white people, SWP always says, America is about to get a black people they deserve. Yeah. Yeah. America is about to get a black people they deserve. That's true. Chris, the rebel, says, I'd cook Candace like a brisket in the debate. I'm sure you would. Candace is really not that smart in the debate. She's really not on blackness. No, she's not. Meanwhile, they say nothing about the small hats. No, they don't. Getting money from America. She doesn't. She didn't at that point, because she was still cool with Ben Shapiro. Now she says stuff about him because she's not cool with Ben Shapiro no more. We didn't have to shield to do. We didn't have a shy to do with that. We didn't have nothing to do with that. What happened in Germany? Meanwhile, FBA got to pay that money too. That's true. So for everybody, all like, I didn't do it, but yeah, they did. Okay. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. I appreciate you. Thank you. Now, gonna get to the part where we're taking ourselves out of the category of African American. They hate that. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. What they're doing is they're gaslighting. They're gaslighting, being all like, y'all African, you know, you came from Africa. You know, you're African. That's what they keep saying. They're gaslighting because they need us to be this generic nationless group of African people, because that's the way they can come in, and they can come in and replace us and remove our ethnicity. They need that.
I don't know about your FYP, but lately on my FYP, I have been seeing African Americans saying on the 1st of August, they're going to boycott African businesses because they're not American. I've been seeing a lot of those videos. They believe they're not Africans. Some were even going to the extent of saying they don't have African features. And African Americans, don't come for me, but there's African American behind your, is it tied to your ethnicity, your background, but you don't think you're African. I'm not saying you're African like you were born in Africa. And by the way, Africa is a continent. There's like 54 countries in there. Yeah, just putting it out there. Okay, you guys, obviously some of you don't know your roots, some of you know your roots. I am so sorry about what happened decades of years ago to you guys. Okay, I apologize on behalf of our ancestors. I apologize, but this is the thing, you're African. Sorry to be a bearer of bad news. Yeah, you're African.
If you just said Africa is a continent, and they keep trying to frame it like Africa is a race. Africa is not a race. Now, like I said, and I've made several lives about this, race is a social construct. So the social construct of race is not African. Okay? Because then anyone not from Africa would not be a part of that race. No, the social construct of race is black. Okay? Whether you're a black person from Africa, the Americas, Asia, that's the social construct. They keep trying to frame it as you're African. No. I'm not African because I wasn't born on the continent. Neither were my parents or their 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 parents. And I can keep going. We're not from that continent. We're from this continent. We are from this continent. And you guys keep trying to make us separate ourselves from our claim and heritage of this continent. And we're not doing that.
Like, there's African American behind your identity. Yes, you might know you were not born in Africa like we were born in Africa, but your ancestors were from Africa. I don't know. American school system. What do they teach you? Actually, you know what? Scrap that. The white people have blown all the school off. So I'm trying to like. And then some of the ladies are saying, I don't have, even men as well, I don't have African features. But some of you are traveling to Turkey to get your nose pointed because it looks too African and too... Am I bugging? Am I bugging? I'm not saying don't cancel African businesses. If you want to, by all means, but it's just the fact that you guys, I'm not saying claim African because you're not born there. You were not raised there. You don't know your background. You don't know where. I understand that, but it is still part of your identity.
No, it's not. We have an identity. And this is the thing that they need us to believe, that we don't really have an identity outside of Africa. And I'm gonna save it to after this, but this is some of the damage that Pan-Africanism has done.
Are you African?
And don't talk about nobody going and getting their nose straightened up. Not with all of that damn skin bleaching y'all got going on in Africa. Don't get me started. Please do not get me started with the skin bleaching y'all got going on. Y'all be selling soap like it's body wash at Walmart. Okay, skin bleaching. So don't be doing. Oh yeah, you hiding your African. Oh Lord, don't do that now. Don't do that because we can go there.
Someone like me, yes, I know my background. I know where I've come from. I've come from Nigeria. I was born there. I grew up in England. My citizenship is not by birth. My children, however, their citizenship is by birth because they were born here. But are they gonna go around and go, oh, I am British? Yeah, they are British because they were born here, but they're Black British, they're African British. Does that make sense? Does that make am I making sense? African Americans? African Americans? Like, come on, you guys.
No, the thing is that their lineage has not been cut. I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna let her play.
It's like, stop. This is becoming ridiculous on this app. Like, come on. We're all this color. If we're this color, maybe different shades of melanin, we are one. Stop this. Stop. 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 Africans, Americans, the heck?
No. Okay, here's the thing. She's clearly, she got a UK accent. She got a British accent. So she's in Britain, right? All right. Very interesting that she's talking about stuff going on in America if she lives in the UK. Okay. And I want you guys to know when we talk about what's going on with us, everybody in the world pays attention to it. She's in the UK talking about us and our identity as she's a citizen of the UK. Okay. All right. But when they say we don't matter and we're not important, clearly we are. Now, the thing is that her children would have maybe a British nationality. Their nationality would be British because they were born there. Okay. That is the nation that they're born of. But their lineage is still going to be tied to wherever she is from in Africa. Okay. They're not going to have a British lineage. They're going to have let's say she's Nigerian. They would have a Nigerian lineage. They would have a Ghanaian lineage. Their lineage still continues. The thing is that for some, because there are Black indigenous, and we will get to that, for some of the Black people who came here through the Middle Passage on the slave ships, their lineage was severed. Okay? Their names, cultures, all that stuff, that was severed. So that's the beginning of an ethnogenesis. Your children didn't go through an ethnogenesis. Our ancestors went through an ethnogenesis. So our lineage is on this land. Their lineage is not on that land. Our lineage doesn't go to Africa because it was cut off and it was made a new lineage. Okay? We are a new people. It's not the same. And this is the problem with a lot of Pan-Africanist theories because they believe that nothing should be recognized or acknowledged if it's not from Africa. That's the thing. Where they believe Africa is some deity. And I've been saying it for the last couple of days. They believe that Africa is some deity and that recognizing that you're from anywhere else outside of Africa is blasphemy. No, Africa is not. I'm sorry, and this might hurt some people's feelings. There is more to the world than Africa. Oh, I know it made some people cringe. Like, oh, why do you say it? But yes, there is more to the world, and there's more to Black people than Africa. That's the truth. Okay? Everything's not about, well, you don't know where you're from unless you know where you're from. And no, everything's not about Africa. It's not. Okay? We have a lineage here, and the soil here, and the land here, and the culture here, and the history here. We are from here 100% of the way. And when we say that, now we got people who are saying this is some erasure. This is erasure and all of that stuff. Now you're having people who are really not Black. I don't know, some Hispanic mutt thing. I don't know. But listen to this.
Oh yeah, black authority. Look at them, they shilling. Look at them, they shilling for the Democrats. All y'all FBA B1 ADOS assholes. Well, guess what? All that complaining y'all did, welcome to Trump MAGA America. I hope y'all are having a great time.
I'm going to preface this video by saying that there are a lot of conversations within the Black community that I do not involve myself in as someone who is part Black but also racially ambiguous.
Ma'am, I'm not gonna lie to you. Come on now. Don't pull a Kamala. Don't pull a Kamala Harris on us now. I do have part Black in my ancestry. Don't pull a Kamala. She is literally pulling a Kamala Harris. No, you're not gonna one drop your way into the conversation. No, come on now. My great grandpa's uncle's cousin was Black, and this don't pull no Kamala Harris. I'm gonna start calling that a Kamala Harris. Anytime somebody be all like, "Well, I'm part Black, I am 13% on my mom's grandma's side," no, I'm gonna call that a Kamala. Don't be pulling no damn Kamala.
But I'm going to speak on this because I recently and shockingly had some disturbing encounters with people who label themselves FBA. They seem to be triggered because I said this.
We are not supposed to care about people that we share DNA with because they're not African American. They're just African. They're still a part of me.
Never in my life did I think that I would be attacked by other Black people, angry that I have the audacity to claim people that I share ancestral DNA with. Paraphrasing, but they were saying things like, "Oh, they're going to drag you on YouTube. Oh, we're coming for you," for simply saying that African people are my people. So after that, I did a little research about.
Okay. You have one of the most unique looking. I googled where she's Hispanic, but if I was a betting man, she got a very strong. Are you sure you don't mean Asian? You said African. I mean, they both start with an A. Maybe you misread that. Are you sure you don't mean Asian, man? I'm not going to sit up here and tell people what they are or what they can't be, but do y'all see now? You do got Black people who got slanted eyes and almond eyes and stuff like that, but I mean the eyes, the nose, the lips. Okay.
FBA, and if I get any of this wrong, feel free to correct me. But I see that the movement and the term FBA was started by what appears to be a misogynist and an alleged former pimp. There appears to be different factions under the FBA umbrella, but I do see that a lot of them are separatists who are creating division within the Black community, within the Black African diaspora.
Tariq Nasheed said, "You're not FBA."
Separating things and causing division, that's all we're doing. That's what you're supposed to do as a doctor. Remember, you're a doctor. We're a doctor. We're diagnosing and we're curing the world of white supremacy. So that's what you got to do. You got to separate things.
No, I'm not FBA. Is Tariq your leader, the pimp? Convince y'all that y'all was supporting something, a real movement, disguised up under reparation. Oh, it's all about reparation. The Democrats ain't did nothing for us, so we ain't voting. We're holding back our vote. Look what that got you.
And all that is doing is the work of white supremacy. They are acting as agents of white supremacy. When they do that, they're helping our oppressors to divide and conquer us. I've also seen some people under the FBA label claim to be the original people, which is indigenous erasure, which is extremely problematic.
No, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. That's not indigenous erasure. No, it's not. No, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit. No, it's not. Because people are actually doing, first off, people are actually kind of looking into it. And people, we've always had people in our community who said we've been indigenous. Malcolm X even said that. We've always had people say that. Black people are indigenous everywhere in this world. Anywhere in this world you find people, there were black people there first. Even if they're not there now, there were black people there first. I can tell you that.
Some of y'all have such a desperate need to belong to something so bad. Y'all are so desperate to be led by someone, anyone, that y'all will accept.
And Tariq is not a leader. We're not being led by Tariq. Y'all keep saying that because he coined the term FBA means he is the quote unquote leader, and he's not, because FBA is not a group or a movement. It's a lineage. Now, there is a movement of people who are FBA, but that movement has existed before the term FBA was ever even coined.
Leadership from an alleged former pimp who is allowing himself to be used as a tool of white supremacy against his own, causing division and chaos.
And they can't prove he's a pimp either.
Within his own community, even.
Which is why they keep having to say alleged, because legally being a pimp is a crime. So she's trying to legally protect herself by saying alleged, because he's not.
Attacking Kamala Harris.
I wouldn't put it.
No, look, hold on. Listen to what she says.
Bad. Y'all are so desperate to be led by someone, anyone, that y'all will accept leadership from an alleged former pimp who is allowing himself to be used as a tool of white supremacy against his own, causing division and chaos within his own community, even attacking Kamala Harris.
I wouldn't put it past them, dude, for in the next couple of weeks to have Kamala come out doing a twerking video. I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala came out in a thong with them little East Indian cakes, dropping it like it's hot. These folks are very desperate right now, ladies and gentlemen.
But
look, Tariq is not a leader, but what he is one funny ass dude. Tariq is hilarious. We gotta give it to him. And look, he don't be laughing nor to have he be straight face saying it. That's hilarious. And the thing is that it's so funny because it's really true. It is really true. They probably did consider that. They probably really did consider that.
Defending Donald Trump at times. So a lot of you are no different than the MAGA cult. You criticize if y'all are easily fooled into falling in line behind this dude as your leader. And again, I will say that despite the bickering within the diaspora, African people are my people. When I look at African people, I see some of my roots.
You see some of your
what was robbed of my great-great-grandparents who were former slaves and my ancestors before them. So if you're going to come for me because that's what I stand on, then come for me, because I'm no stranger to it.
Ma'am, you see your roots in Africa. You probably have stronger roots in Asia, but who am I? I don't know. But they keep doing the whole thing of it's indigenous erasure, and a talking point they like to use is, well, where's your tribe? You're not a part of any tribe. You're not a part of any tribe, are you? You're not a part of any tribe, because what they've done is with the indigenous people, they have the white supremacists and a lot of the actual indigenous people, okay, the Mongoloid indigenous, they collaborated with each other to purge the black people out of all claims of being indigenous, with the Dawes rolls and other blood quantums and stuff like that, to purge them away from that. All right. So you'll have people be all like, well, where's your tribe? Where's your tribe? Do a DNA test. Do a DNA test, dude. But the thing is that actually people are actually doing the research and they're actually finding claim to a lot of these indigenous tribes and stuff like that. Look at this.
In a landmark decision, the Muskogee Creek Nation Supreme Court ordered citizenship for Creek freedmen. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm TJ Eckert.
I'm Naomi Kitt. I've been covering this story for years, even sitting through arguments in front of the Supreme Court just 43 days ago. Today, I dug through the court order and talked with an attorney who says this decision is decades in the making.
It's a joyous occasion.
Attorney Demario Solomon Simmons represents Rhonda Grayson and Jeff Kennedy. The pair applied for citizenship into the Muskogee Nation in 2019, but were denied because their relatives were on the Dawes Freedmen rolls, not the blood rolls. Wednesday, the Muskogee Creek Nation Supreme Court said they will be citizens because the Treaty of 1866 guarantees it.
And I just appreciate the Supreme Court for looking at the law and applying the law as it's written.
Demario has been at the center of this fight for years, and it's deeply personal for him.
And to know that when I was born a Creek citizen, and now because of this decision, I cannot once again become a Creek citizen.
He told me his great-great-great-great-grandfather helped negotiate the Treaty of 1866 between the Muskogee Nation and the federal government. It grants citizenships to Creeks of African descent who were primarily the tribe's enslaved people.
Well, here now, because even that's a little bit is Creeks of African descent. Well, the thing is that the original indigenous people were what you would call of African descent, which would be Negroes. But look at how they do. Okay, this man, his ancestors are one of the people who negotiated the treaty. After they negotiated the treaty, they pushed his descendants out the treaty. Do you see how they do?
But in 1979, the Muskogee Nation Constitution added a citizenship clause, saying members had to have relatives on the blood rolls. 46 years later, this Supreme Court decision struck that down, saying, quote, "Are we, as a nation, bound to treaty promises made so many years ago?" Today, we answer in the affirmative, because this is what Muskogee law demands.
We want so badly that this era could be over with, that we can reconcile.
Now they're doing all of this based off of because they're trying to purge black people out. This was their way. They updated the laws and the qualifications so they can get rid of all of the black people. They're not doing that to the white people, but they're doing that to the black people. Okay? Because they wanted to get the black people out of the tribes. And it wasn't just the Creek.
With our nation.
The court order removes the by-blood provision in the Muskogee Constitution and requires the Citizenship Board to apply the Treaty of 1866 to Jeff and Rhonda's case, letting them into the nation. It also says all future applicants who can prove a connection to the Dawes rolls, either freedmen or blood, need to be approved as citizens. What does that mean that they made sure that the next group is protected too?
Well, it means two things. One, it means that they understood the gravity of the situation. Number two, it says that this issue again can be behind all of us Black Creeks or Creek freemen, and we can just go by the term of Creek. Just let us be who we are.
Now, what's funny is that he won this lawsuit. Shout out to him and that other sister who won that lawsuit. Now, before that, these are the people that they be all like, y'all were pretending, y'all not indigenous, y'all were African, you're not indigenous, you're not a part of no tribe, Well, now they're a part of a tribe, just like probably many of us in this chat room listening live or recorded. Probably many of us, if we do our lineage and then we look for that in specific, we look at the Freedmen's Bureau and then we look to see if we were ever connected to any of those tribes or tribal treaties and stuff like that. Many black people have been suing because they've been kicked out. All right. So, and when we get kicked out, what they do is they'll gaslight. Okay. And that's a part of colonization, where they come in and tell the indigenous people that they're not the ones indigenous, okay, to displace them.
Mario says the ruling upholds the Muskogee Nation's sovereignty, since the same treaty was used to justify the landmark McGirt ruling upholding tribal jurisdiction.
They understood that this treaty By protecting Article 2 of the treaty, you protect the entire treaty.
The decision would grant the freedmen access to all benefits of tribal members.
Good. And he needs to get some compensation for that too. Good. Good. That is good. Now, you see what they've done? Do you see the damage they've done? These $5 Indians, all I want to say, do you see how the $5 Indians were also working as collaborators? Okay. Not the $5, but the Mongoloid Native Americans were working as collaborators. Just real quick, shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers. Can we get some Buffaloes in the chat room? I just want to give a good shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers for whooping their ass. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was kicking your own people out the tribes. Okay, we deserve to be in those tribes. We were a part of those tribes. We negotiated for y'all. And because y'all wanted to be assimilated to whiteness and y'all wanted to be closer to whiteness, you guys kicked black people out. Y'all allowed whites to be in and then be the chiefs and everything like that. Shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers. Can we get one for the Buffalo Soldiers? Yeah. Yeah, shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers for that. And now we're doing all of this. We're doing our genealogy. We're finding out truer history of our claim to this land. They have lost their minds. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They're out here panicking. They're out here panicking because they used to go ahead and say, well, technically, we're all immigrants. No, we're not all immigrants. We're not all immigrants here. And now when we look at disrespect, we're calling that disrespect out. We're not allowing no disrespect the same way nobody else allows disrespect. Now, when they want to call us out for being quote unquote xenophobic, they don't call nobody else out. And we're saying no for them not wanting to be disrespected in their land, because nobody, now that we realize that this is our land, it's very different now. Nobody wants people coming in, outsiders coming in, foreigners coming in to their land and disrespecting them, displacing them, harming them, disenfranchising them in any way at all. And in nowhere in the world do they tolerate that. Look at this clip. This is in Africa. Okay, keep this in mind.
Africa belongs to South African. I hate foreigner. I hate Krikamba. I hate Kwarakwara. I hate Zaizai. I don't like foreigner. Foreigner must go to their country. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic. I hate, again, I hate times and times. I don't know how many times. I hate foreigners. I am xenophobic. I don't like foreigner because foreigners, I don't have a child because of foreigner. Ramaphosa, take these foreigners to their country right now.
Oh, okay. So she hate foreigners. She don't like people. And this is going on all through Africa. So while they saying that we need to sit up there and be patient and nicer to them coming in and tethering on us, would they sit up there? They don't tolerate that in Africa. They don't tolerate that in Africa at all. And we ain't out here talking about we hate them. We hate them. We ain't even doing that. I hate foreigner. I am xenophobic. No, we ain't even doing that. So no, we not doing too much, and don't let anybody tell you you doing too much. And now that we demanding the respect that we deserve, a lot of them they tripping. A lot of them they tripping. They flipping out. They losing their minds now. They sitting up there acting, they puffing, because now what's going on, and we talked about this the other day, now what's going on is that there's a conversation about a boycott. And they're daring it and daring it and daring it and daring it. Oh, look at this. Okay, look at this. They're doing that, and the reason why is because of the fact that they've been bragging that they better. The stuff that they wouldn't tolerate in Africa, you going to Africa and you doing that to them, they've been coming over here bragging about how much better they've been doing than us. Look at this.
To leave where? The last time I checked, if immigrants leave this country, you're in trouble. Teach my son to keep focus. That's the difference between some of the Black American and the immigrant. We keep focus. We don't get it distracted by the liquor store. We keep focus. We do not get it distracted by the racist cap. We keep focus. We do not get distracted by the racism that goes on in Walmart and workplaces. We keep focus. That's the difference between some of you and us. We keep focus. FBA, this is for you. FBA, you mad that when we come here, we keep focus. We train our children to keep focus. We tell them when you go out in the street, when the racist come at you, whatever he say yes, sir. Even if he cuss you, say yes, sir. Because we need you to be alive. Because we need you to prove to him that yes, sir, that you give him is humanity to take you to a higher level. That is the difference between us immigrant and you, FBA. So you say we come here, we distance ourselves from you? No, because we do not want to be distracted. And any African, any Black American who is focused will always align themselves with Africans. Yes. Any Black American that has focus will always align themselves with Africans. That when we African come here, they dump us into Black neighborhood. How come they put us into the Black neighborhood and then you and us, we live in the same Black neighborhood, in the same hood, but we coming out successful? Why? Why are we getting successful and you not being successful? That is your home. We the strangers. Because we keep focus. Yes, we keep focus. We make the manager to understand, sir, I know I'm supposed to be paying this amount every month, but I'm having difficulties. I'm unable to pay. Sir, can I go to renegotiate? What can I do? We plead. We ask for the options. We don't go demanding the rights. Because we understand that the white tee is the one in charge. This is the difference between you, FBA, and all.
Now I want y'all to listen to the very last thing she said. She said a lot of BS, but listen to she told on herself the very last thing. Pay attention.
For the options, we don't go demanding the rights because we understand that the white tee is the one in charge. Demanding the rights because we understand that the white tee is the one in charge. We don't go demanding the rights because we understand that the white tee is the one in charge.
That's the difference. That's the difference. This is why in America we can have a Harriet Tubman. They don't have one. This is why we can have a Black Panther movement. They don't have one. This is why we can have a rally for reparations. Not one, but two. They don't have one. Because to them, they said, we understand white people are in charge. That's the difference. And we go begging. We don't go demanding anything. We go begging for something. I'm telling you right now, we wasn't begging for nothing. We were demanding, and we still are demanding. This is our culture here. Our culture is demanding for equal treatment, injustice, and liberty, and that's something we are still doing. See, y'all sitting up there bragging about how much ass y'all kiss and how life is quote unquote easier and y'all not doing no better than anybody else. But y'all bragging about that because y'all are ass kissers. And y'all are looking at the dominant society beating us up like, well, that's just because they like us more. No, that's because y'all are ass kissers and we're not. Which is why we got more points on the board and y'all don't. Y'all don't got none. Which is why you had to flee. Which is why y'all had to flee. Because as you just said, y'all know the white man's in charge and y'all not trying to demand nothing. Y'all want to beg. That's because that's your culture. Your culture is not focus. Your culture is begging. That's your culture. That's the difference, okay? That's the difference. It's begging, all right? And when we calling that stuff out, oh, they get mad. They get mad, all right? And I'm telling you, they talking out the side of their neck now. Oh, they talking out the side of their neck. And this is why we got to categorize them, because these are tethers. And I want y'all to understand, when they attack our lineage, that is a collaboration. Whether they're doing that because they have an assignment or they're doing that because it's some type of personal vendetta, that's them collaborating with white supremacy. Because right now, what white supremacy is trying to focus on, what white supremacy, see, now I'm going to be doing that. What white supremacy is trying to focus on is separating us from our ethnicity and making us view ourselves as a nationless people and displacing us. All right. That's what they're trying to do. And when you have people insulting our culture, insulting our history, and insulting our ethnicity, that is working alongside of the mission of white supremacy. All right. Look at this.
Black Americans, please leave Africans alone. I really hope this lands, because I'm sick and tired of seeing this conversation on FYP. There was a time you guys were...
Now, first off, she said, Black Americans, please leave Africans alone. Okay. I mean, be careful what you wish for now.
We're arguing that Africans say that you guys are not African enough. That was also a problem. Now you don't want to be African. It is okay. I promise you, none of us calls you African American. The entire Africa calls you guys Black American. We don't think you're African Americans. We don't even think you're African. You guys are so different from... You don't have manners. We have manners. And what culture are you talking about that Africans steal from you? That's the funniest bit I've heard. What culture? They're not like us. You're not like us. We're not like you. Is that your culture? Africa has 54 countries and we have over 1 billion tribes. Each tribe is attached to tradition and norms. We do culture things that you don't even have. For example, I am a Muganda from Uganda. That's my tribe. And we have Buganda things that we do in our Buganda kingdom. We have the Basoga, the Banyankole. Do you even know what that is? Define culture. What culture do we copy? Do you even have culture? If I ask you what's your tribe in Black America, like what's your tribe? Do you even know what that is? Give me 3 culture norms that you have or traditions that you do. Nothing. Y'all are gonna tell me the hoop earrings, the hip hop music, they're not like us. You're not like us. What else? What do you have? What is your staple food? Nothing. So what culture? What culture? We don't quote Martin Luther King. We quote Nelson Mandela. It is you who flock Africa coming to look for him. You'll be flocking Ghana and Nigeria looking for those ancient slave markets. And now all of a sudden you don't want to be attached to slavery because your ancestors were lied to with a piece of candy and they left. You think we don't know that you don't like Africans? Do you know how many African students have been bullied by y'all? You call them animals, monkeys, you call them uncivilized, yet you guys have the same color. The thing is, you want to detach yourselves from Africa, which is okay. We've never wanted you to be African. We don't even want to be associated with you.
Okay. No. Oh, okay. Look. Say less now. Say less. Look. Let that whole thing play. Listen. The whole thing of what's your? That's a project, and I'm telling you right now, she's doing that because she's scared. Oh, they're scared right now. If we didn't bother them, if they wanted to be left alone, they wouldn't be making videos out there raging and getting mad and getting pissed. I'm gonna show y'all some more stuff. Oh, they mad. They're mad. That's her being scared. What is your culture? Y'all not like us. Y'all not like us. You mean the biggest song pretty much of the year? The song that beat all of y'all little songs? Name a song that's bigger than that song. Name one single song from your entire continent that is bigger than Not Like Us. Name what? I will give y'all that. Name a single song that y'all did that is doing better, that has ever done better than that. Name one. Okay. What is y'all culture? Name 3 tribal traditions. Okay, I will name 3 tribal traditions. Okay. Number 1, very important. Number 1 tribal or cultural tradition. Okay. Number 1, not fleeing. Not fleeing. That's number one. Not fleeing. That's something that you guys don't know about. Okay? You said, do you even know about it? No, we don't know about it because nobody cares. Nobody cares what you do. But number one, not fleeing. That's our culture. That's our cultural tradition. Not fleeing. Okay? Number two, fighting white supremacy. That's something you guys are a little unfamiliar with, but that's our cultural tradition here. Number three, looking damn good while we do it. That's number three. Number three is just making sure we look good no matter what we do, where we are. Okay? So 1, 2, and 3, y'all don't really know nothing about that. No, y'all don't know nothing about that. Now, where are the Pan-Africanists? That's what I want to know. What are y'all traditional foods? What are y'all traditional foods? Now, Pan-Africanists ain't gonna say nothing about it. She's straight up disrespecting the hell out of us. But we gotta take it because she's from the continent. So we got to just turn the other cheek. No. What's your traditional food, ma'am? No, nobody. Okay. Y'all sitting up there eating mosquito nuggets. Don't do that. Don't do that with your bushmeat pancakes. Don't go there. Okay. Do not do that. Don't, because if I said that y'all gotta go get some water out of a dirty well, y'all gonna feel like y'all gonna feel some. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Because y'all was in your feelings with cheetah pea. Please don't do that. Please don't do that, okay? Y'all sitting up there eating come on, giraffe hot dogs. Talking about what's our cultural food. Not that. Look, I will eat whatever we get. Look, we got bad food, Jeanette. When they got chemicals and processors and stuff like that. We're not eating giraffes, at least. We're not eating mosquitoes, at least. Come on, don't do that. Okay. We got little candies in the shape. We got like with the fruit snacks, they're in the shape of little bugs. We're not actually eating bugs. They're sitting up there like, oh, there they go. Hold on. Let me catch that. All right. We don't do that. You want to know one of our cultures? Let me tell you something about us. We are and I love it. But we are so against bugs and eating bugs that if we have a plate of food and a bug comes and lands on the food, we don't want the whole plate no more. If we come back and we see a bug in the food, we don't want. If you had a cup, and you see a fly fall into the cup, you don't want nothing. You're not just gonna take the fly out the cup. The whole drink is gone. Now you got we so against bugs. Let me tell you something. There ain't nobody against bugs like us. We got a thing against bugs, okay? In our food. We do not mix the two. We don't. If a bug if I have a cup of water and a bug flies into the cup of water, I'm pouring the whole cup of water out. I don't care if it's cup, is water, lemonade, I don't care what it is. It's got to go. I'm not drinking none of it. Not only am I not drinking none of it, I'm washing the cup out. It's a little fly. The cup, it's not like it infected the cup, but now I can't drink anything in the cup. Is it going to kill me? More than likely not. Still not drinking it because it was a fly in there. Y'all will sit up there and take the thing and drink it with the fly in there for protein. See, you want to talk about culture? We can go there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because your people going to be catching strays now. Don't do that. Come on now. What's y'all food? Do y'all even know what our culture is? No, because we don't care. Honestly. We do not care what y'all do. We don't. But they sit up there and they really do think they got it like that. They really do think they got it like that. So with this boycott, they sit up there be all like, man, y'all, they trying to threaten us with the boycott. And I'm like, it's not working. It's not going to work.
Cut in African salons. Take notes. Because I Boycotting African salons. Take notes, because I took a couple and I want y'all to listen. If you're going to start boycotting African salons, listen up. If you can't name more than 10 African countries and their languages, this
I got it. Can I tell the story? I'm sorry. Let me tell the story real quick. Let me tell the story. I just remembered this. I was a kid. Okay. My mother had opened up a Reese's cup. I remember it was in her room. We was watching some TV, or she had TV on, something like that. I was a child years ago. I wasn't even 13, I don't think. I wasn't, because I remember where we were living when I was 13. She opened Reese's and she put it on like a table. And then she looked back and she sees a spider on the other end of the table crawling around. She kills the spider and tells me to throw the Reese's cup away. And I said, why are we throwing the Reese's cup away? Because she said, well, the spider might have touched the Reese's cup. I said, really? I'm telling you, that's how much we don't like bugs. The spider is on the other side of the little desk. She didn't see the spider anywhere around the cup. The spider wasn't eating the damn Reese's cup. Spiders don't eat Reese's. The spider is nowhere around her little peanut butter chocolate cup. Okay. But she wanted me to throw it away because the spider might have touched it. I'm telling you, we are not the same. We are not the same, okay? And as a kid, I was like, I think you were a little tripping. But now, yeah, I get it. I get it. We ain't, I don't want no spider Reese's. I don't want no, you touched it, now there's a little spider egg on my Reese's cup. It's ruined the whole thing. Because when I eat, I'm gonna just be thinking about little spiders. I don't want that. Oh, we not the same. Don't talk about our food. Don't talk about our food. Y'all eating bush meat. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I'm telling you, we come from the cleanest, most sanitary, bugless people. We do not like bugs.
boycotting African salons. Take notes, because I took a couple and I want y'all to listen. If you're going to start boycotting African salons, listen up. If you can't name more than 10 African countries and their languages, this message is for you. No more henna, no more iPhone. Fulani and Senegalese braids, no more. Prom dresses, prom 2025, prom 2020. No more Nigerian, no more African dresses. I don't want to see it. No African sponge, no black soap, no shea butter. None of that. No more waist beads. I want waist beads. No more.
You know, we can wear our own. You talking about boycotting y'all culture and stuff like that? iPhones is not y'all culture. I mean, yeah, it's a mineral, but y'all don't control that. Y'all don't control iPhones and cell phones and technology. Y'all don't no more Nigerian dresses. I promise you that's not a big of a threat as you guys think it is. I can guarantee you that. That's not no big threat like that. I guarantee you we not like, damn, what we gonna do without the Nigerian dresses? Only y'all was wearing those, but okay.
Don't listen to Sade. Don't listen to no Afro beats. Listen to no I'm a piano. Don't claim Obama. Obama is Kenyan. Stop.
You are late. We've been dismissed Obama. Oh, you late. Obama did. Who is doing that? You so late to the damn party. You don't even know. First off, and why are you looking like a damn horror movie? Why you got the lamp up under your chin? You looking like you telling a horror movie, a horror story at a damn campfire. Why you got the flashlight under your chin like that, ma'am? Why you're scaring me a little bit. You are kind of scary. Don't listen to you. No more Obama. Dun dun dun. No more Afro beats. Dun dun dun. No more Nigerian dresses. Dun dun dun. Like, okay, what are we doing? You not really scaring nobody. Ain't nothing you saying really threatening, baby. Come on, don't do that.
Dating our man. No more twerking. FBA, fear of being.
Listen, I don't want to go too far into this, but they be all like, "Oh, y'all get twerking from Africa." I'm gonna tell you something. The quote unquote African dances and stuff like that y'all do, that's very different from the dances that we do here. Y'all can still call it twerking, but that's a very different twerking. All right.
African. It's real, y'all. We're all black. Find something better to. We have way too much going on for y'all to be worried about. It's the same skin color. Y'all not even worried about the people that don't even have the same skin color as y'all. Y'all worried about us. Disgusting. That's disgusting. Find something better to do. Y'all gotta be real bored. Boycotting African salon. Boycott.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't even trip about it. Don't even trip about it. Okay. They taking this boycott serious. Okay. They taking it serious. I'm talking about they ready to go to, they really thinking they dangerous. They believe that they are dangerous out here. Look, hold on. They thinking that they something to be met. They are forced to be ranking. Hold on. Look at her. Now, she was the same one who was saying the reason why we are doing better is because of focus. We keep focusing. We beg of the white man. We beg him. We understand he is in charge. And we focus and we go to school. And the reason why you cannot do that is because of the fact that you guys are lazy. Okay. All right.
If only this reached the consensus of all African and Caribbeans, everybody from Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and Africa, if this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's try, let's see. All of us, let's call out one day from work, all of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see.
What? I mean, I guess we'll take the taxi instead of Uber. But I don't know what you guys, y'all thinking y'all gonna hurt our pockets by not going to work? What do y'all think y'all doing that we not doing? Like, I mean, they believe in this delusion. They really do. All of us call out of work. Well, okay, you're gonna get just fired. Like, okay.
What it can prove. And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans, simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war?
Grocery stores, we don't go. I don't even know of an African grocery store. We don't go into African grocery stores. Don't let them go into your. First off, you can't discriminate based off of ethnicity. You really can't do that. You're in America. And y'all thinking y'all prove, they really thinking they got something to pull. They gonna come to the battlefield and realize y'all bought a knife to a gunfight. This is not what you want. This ain't what you want. First off, we didn't even call nothing a war. You want to go to war. You want war, then fine. We will go to war. You don't know. Calm down, Dabuki. Come on. Don't do that.
We will. And also, we can ask all our African doctors, boycott all Black American treatment.
And lose your license. Boycott all Black American treatment and lose your license. Then, okay, go ahead and do that.
Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54 freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population.
That's not true.
Just so you know. That's the reason why 64% of the Democratic vote is immigrant. And out of that 64, 54 is Black.
That's not true. Who told you that? Because if that was true, Kamala Harris would be president. So clearly that's not true. That's not true. Y'all just got here. Your accent is thick as hell. Talk to most of them, they be all like, yeah, I got here 5 years ago. I got here 5 years ago. Okay. They're at best, they've been here for a generation or two. They ain't been here long enough to make no big dent like that.
So Black America, you don't want to go to war with us. At this point, I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, because the stupid Black Republicans that are being controlled by the white tea brought this up. And it seems to be that some of you on the Democratic Party side are also getting along. So you want to pick that fight? We can do so. Yeah, we can ask our 54% vote to boycott the coming elections. Oh yes, I can guarantee you, when we boycott it, you will have no seat. Don't play with us. We are calm. We don't intend to insult nobody. We don't look down on anybody. You went through pain. We went through pain. Yes, you went through slavery. We went through slavery in our own house. But we decided in Africa that we're going to put the past behind. We're going to fight for a better Africa. You want
in America. She's saying that, and trust me, I've spoken to her a couple times. She's in America. We're going to put the past behind and we're going to fight for a better Africa. Where do you live? Or right now I live in Cleveland. I live in Cleveland right now. I'm starting to own a business. How are you fighting for a better Africa? Don't ask me those questions. Okay.
Want to tell us you're the only people that ever went through slavery? No, the Caribbean, Haiti is still going through slavery. Jamaica went through slavery. Trinidad went through slavery. I can name you multiple other African nations that went through slavery.
Okay. Yeah, but that's not the point. It's not the point.
But we don't come out here dragging to ourselves, oh, we suffer history, somebody got to pity party us. No. We work our ass up because we don't want the white man to tell us what to do. That's why we work.
Okay, mind you, this is the same woman who said she begs white people because she realizes that they're in charge.
That's why we don't want to live on the system. So if you're jealous and you're angry about that, go do the job that we do. Go to school. That's all you need to do.
Okay. We gonna see. And they getting out here, it's getting dangerous, y'all. It's getting dangerous. It is. And it is, I hate to say it. I hate to say that it is. It's getting dangerous. Because remember this woman over here?
Americans, please leave Africans alone. I really hope
Black Americans, please leave Africans alone. Now look at this. I went through the comments. Let me pull up some of the comments real quick. This is just a few. Let's look at some of these comments. Okay. One at the top. You have represented the whole continent. Tell them, sister. Another one. I'm South Sudanese living in Australia. Sisterhood is proud of you. Say it loud. Oh, so they're disrespecting. They're getting the condone from the Africans. Okay. Even we Africans don't care. Okay. If they are or not. Because we Africans are proud of ourselves because we know our origins. I love this queen. She representing Africa. And then here y'all go, I'm from the Caribbean and I agree with you. Okay, Caribbean, we see you. All right, cool. We see you. African sisterhood is proud. Okay. I didn't even know there were African Americans until I came to TikTok. Since my childhood, they were called Black Americans. Okay, all right then. what you said. And this is what we're doing, is getting receipts. What we're doing is getting receipts. Let me show you something else. Y'all stay here. Y'all stay here. And make sure y'all hit that like button now. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Now they're even threatening, because we standing on lineage business, they're threatening to dox foundational Black Americans.
Other social media, if they have any other social media platform, so you put that picture in, they will bring people that look like them until you find who that person is. Find all the social media platform, right? I don't know if trying to find the IP address is illegal in America, but hey, I can do that. Let's embarrass them publicly. That's my own thing.
Yeah, but for me, I have to go. I have some videos. I'm going to go to Sierra Leone. I'm going to go to Liberia. And then
So hold on. They're talking about using our, like, literally, first off, that's illegal. They're literally talking about doxing us, finding your pictures, finding your IP addresses and stuff like that. And these are people on the continent talking about doxing us. And this is why I tell us, y'all got to be careful. But the thing is that we're not wishing harm on them. We're not doing anything illegal. If we're saying we want to boycott you, what is there to dox? What is there to dox? Because you can't get us fired for saying we want to boycott. You can't get us fired for saying you guys are disrespectful. You can't get us fired. The only thing you're going to do is get yourselves in trouble. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to dox the main voices, the biggest voices, the people who host the lives and have the big platforms, because they want the message to die. But they don't understand that even if you take big platforms out the picture, it's still the lineage. The thing is that the code is what everybody's on. So even if you can take a bunch of big platforms down and the big profiles or the big lives or whatever the case is. Not that you could, because if you guys could do that, you guys would have been done that. But the thing is that everybody's still going to be on code, because there's no leader.
we need to stop inviting these people, because we don't know who we're inviting back home. We don't know who we're bringing back home. Stop doing that, Africans. Stop going to their live. This is getting out of hands. We already have, not only in Liberia they have the history. They have the same history in Sierra Leone too.
We're going to start there.
Let me just say this. Chop. Let me say this. We've been listening to you guys for over an hour or two before we came up. Can you just give us a chance to speak? This is what I want to say. This is not a threat to me. I'm speaking for me. This is not a threat for me. We can counter what they do. They create a petition. We can create a petition. Are we not educated? Are we not that smart?
Right.
We can create a petition against them too, for them posting Kwashiorkor children up there, for them doxing our women, for them threatening our nurses, our African sisters who are nurses in the hospital.
And nobody is threatening nobody. Nobody is doing nothing wrong to nobody. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doxing no women and no children. Nobody's doing that. Okay? All of that stuff is a projection.
Why can't we do that? Why are we so lenient, Africans?
Right.
That's my problem with Africans.
Okay, y'all too lenient, but y'all don't stand up against white people. Listen, let me tell you something. This is good. Now, remember when the boycott first came up, and then you had a whole bunch of people who was kind of scared, and they didn't want to necessarily say nothing about the boycott, and they wanted to be all like, no, we still love them, or whatever the case is. Oh, this is perfect. Because y'all said, if y'all want to boycott, do it now. So some people said, okay, we'll take you up on that. We'll do it now. We'll do it now. And they already kind of been feeling a lot of the pushback of the boy. It's not even August yet, and they already feeling the burn of the boycott. Now, and I like to see this. Oh, this is a sign that we already winning. They can't hold. They cannot stand. Okay? Because they want to stand on the fact that they can mistreat us, and we telling them that they can't. So we already got enough of them. They already folding. We got enough of them coming out apologizing, like, hey, man, can we please not do that? There enough of them know, and that's all we need. Look at this. Hold on, here we go.
Now, I know this video gonna be controversial, and some people are not gonna like what I'm about to say. But I'm gonna say it anyway, I don't care. Black Americans are right to be mad. They are. You see, us immigrants, not all of us, but a lot of us, seem to forget, or maybe they just don't know. But if you have been living in this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here, is because of the work Black Americans did. Because of the sacrifices they did. Because all the fights they had to fight in order for us, for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor. And we should not forget that. I'm an immigrant. And yes, in my community, or in an immigrant community, and nobody can say otherwise, is a lot of disrespect for African American. Is a lot of it. I have heard it. And I have to admit that when I first came, I was also ignorant of their history. But after being in this country, for the amount of time I have been here, if I act like I don't know that, it means that I'm willingly demeaning them. They are mad. And you know what immigrants should do right now? We should not be arguing with them. We should be quiet and listen. Listen to what they're saying. Listen. No. It is not about us. It's about how they feel. It's about the experience. And guys, they are right. Many immigrant community call them lazy. They're not lazy. They even say they don't have a culture, and that's an insult. Of course they have a culture. Of course they do. In the music, in the food, in the way they live their life, in the way they dress. They have a culture, and by the way, a culture that is a leader in many ways. Our children in Africa dress like black children. Children in Asia dress like black children. Children in Latin America, in Europe. So please stop saying, and it's not only limited to clothing. It's in music, it's in history, it's in literature, it's in science. The immigrant community need to stop demeaning and disrespecting Black American. They are mad, and they have all the rights to be mad. Now, if my immigrant community or my African community want to come after me for what I say, that is on you. I don't care. Because the truth is the truth. And we need to admit where we're coming short. You're going to come to people's house and you want to look down at them? You want to disrespect them? Yes, not all Africans. Yes, not all Latino. Yes, not all blah, blah, blah. All Asian, blah, blah, blah. But enough to make a lot of noise. But enough for them to be mad. Rightfully so. We need to be quiet now and listen to what they have to tell us. No doubting the experience. No undermining the experience. No forgetting the accomplishments. We need to stop that. We need to stop.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. That's a good sign. Oh, that's a good sign. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why in just a little bit, but that's not all. That's not all. Hold on. Let me show you something else. A lot of them now is sitting up there. They backpedaling. A lot of them kind of copping pleas, making apology videos early. Oh, that's a good sign. Hold on. Hold on now. Let me pull this one up.
No matter what happens on August 1st, we wanted to come to our platform and say something that nobody else has said. We would like you guys to know that.
I'm sorry. What's up, nieces? This is Nadine. This is not one of those usual videos where Brandy and I make for commercial purposes. This is one of those videos that I have to make with a heart full of sadness. I know that you have seen videos and videos about the drama happening in African shops where our client get disrespected, insulted, humiliated, and it has been the top one topic going on TikTok. I took my time, I watched it, and I'm here today because deep inside me, my whole soul want to say, I'm sorry. I am truly sorry, and I'm the voice of those that could not reach you guys because I know our platform is very rich, and I hope that you guys should share this video to express how sorry we, the Africans, we, the immigrants, we are, because I do understand we have done so much wrong. Maybe some people before me, I want to join you in the fight, but not like that. I want us to change. This is a wake-up call for all Africans, immigrants in America. We're brothers. Respect is mutual, because at the end of the day, I don't think Americans hate us. They want that unity. They want to see that in real life. I have done so much community work because it's my way of expressing how you guys are supporting us for the past years. Sometimes words are not expressing what you feel. My actions speak louder than my words. And I have tried to do it for years. Those that follow me understand how much I value my clients. Today, I don't live for myself. I live for others. So on behalf of every business out there, a braiding shop, a grocery store, a tailor store, I, the Nadines today are saying we are deeply sorry for everything, and we are taking note, and we will show you the change because it's gonna start now, not on the 1st. I don't want to wait till August 1st. And everyone that listens to this message, you should be grateful for being in a land that they welcomed you. And the least we could do is to express our gratitude by being respectful to each other. God help us. God help us.
No matter what.
Okay, no, listen. Okay, this is showing you guys that they not gonna hold water. This is showing you guys they already ready to fold. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, this is bigger than us being offended. This is why I keep saying this is not personal. We got to get out of this thing where this is personal. Oh no, this ain't personal. I ain't doing this because it's personal. No, this is about power. And right now we are exercising power over people because we are the people of this land. And now we're starting to exercise power. Notice that a lot of these Hispanics who was all like, we don't need y'all. Where's the Hispanic community today? Huh? Where's the Hispanic community today? Because we started exercising power. Yeah. And now every little last one of y'all about to get in line now. See, that's what, yeah. Y'all, I promise you, y'all about to recognize real quick. Now, the thing is with the boycott, it gotta happen now. Oh, yep. Oh, yes. It has to happen. Oh, yep. I know y'all thinking they already apologized. Nope. It gotta happen. We gotta do it. We can't, and we can't fold off the first apology neither. We gotta do it now. Because they dared it. First off, it was one video, and then they started coming out talking about what y'all gonna do. We're already exercising the power. Now they all like, hey, y'all, they copping, please. That's good. That's what we need. We winning already. I want you. No. This is business. If you negotiating and somebody's willing to come like, hey, I'll do anything, don't show them away. No. Power, we got to know how to use people. Okay? We are in a war against white supremacy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Actually, if y'all want to do what I tell you to do, Now that you realize that you work for me, now we can get something. That's the no, we're not peers. See, you want us to apologize and us be peers. We not peers. We in America. You work for me. You work for me. You do what I say. See, that's power. That's what we need. That's what we need. Okay. Yeah, and they already feeling it. See, the problem is that the people who are the tethers who are making these videos talking about y'all don't have no culture. Notice that they're young. A lot of these are young people or whatever who grew up in America. These are not the store owners. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. As a business owner, you would never tell people to boycott your business under no circumstance. You would never encourage a boycott of your business. You would never do that. The people who are encouraging the boycott, they're not business owners. Okay, these are not actual business owners. So the thing is that the business owners are now starting to come out and be all like, hey guys, my bad, hold on. Don't listen to what my niece just said. Don't listen to what my nephew just said. My bad, please don't boycott. Because they're not the actual people who are going to feel it. Follow me. It's their little nieces and nephews and little cousins and stuff like that. Yeah, you might not own the African braiding shop or even work at the African braiding shop. Okay. But your auntie does. So, and the thing is that they might be all like, well, all of y'all are not going to boycott. We don't need all of them to. We don't need. All we need to do is give a good dent in y'all little income that y'all get. Y'all gonna feel that, trust me, because y'all not getting no other customers. African braiding shops, y'all don't get no Asian people walking in there. Y'all don't get no Hispanic people walking in there. Y'all don't get no white people walking in there. So if we give y'all a good dent, oh, y'all gonna feel it. So yeah, you talking all that trash, you could talk all that, and your auntie gotta feel it. Now she's gonna get mad at you for your little TikTok video. See, that's how you get order. That's because, and they all live in the same house. A lot of them do. So now the household income that they brag about how much better they are and how much harder working, that's gonna drop. That's gonna drop down. Then they're gonna start blaming each other. Then the Africans are gonna blame the Caribbeans, being all like, "Why did y'all do that?" The Caribbeans gonna start blaming the Africans. Yeah, you might not own a little restaurant, but your uncle owns a jerk restaurant. And now we're not going to the jerk restaurant because of the little video you made, because of your disrespect. Now, why don't you explain to your uncle why he don't got no customers no more? How about that? See, it's not going to affect you. They don't think that far ahead. I'm trying to tell you, they're not thinking that far ahead. It don't have to affect you, but it affects your auntie. It affects your mom. It affects your uncle. Oh yeah, and it's gonna be it don't have to be no big thing because y'all already copping please. Y'all need us. Y'all already doing that. Okay. And for the Pan-Africanists who want to keep on supporting, it's not enough of them. That's the problem. It's not enough of them. They're already showing that, hey, they can't take no economic crash like that. They can't hold out on that. They can't hold out. No, oh no. They cannot hold out on this. Nope. And this is going to end all. I'm telling you, this time we're not gonna have these problems no more. We're not gonna have these problems because I might not get you to stop, but your auntie is damn sure gonna make sure you don't make no other videos. Oh yeah, the same way that they teach their kids not to disrespect the white man and the white woman and make sure you're respectful to the police. It's the same way y'all gonna teaching y'all kids to respect us. Just the same way. The same way you teach your little nephew and your little niece and all that stuff to respect the white man is the same way they're gonna respect me, damn it. This is power, y'all. This is good. I feel good right now just saying it. Okay? Because this is how we move the movement along. Okay, you guys have already shown your hand. You guys have already shown what you're about. So now we're not going to be this team. Now it's going to be us. And you guys are going to do what we say, or there will be nothing. I said this in another live. It is us, and this. We are the team. It's not no big team. We are the team. And everybody else just does what we say. And if they don't do what we say, they get punished. That's power. That is what power is. Telling people what to do. And there are consequences for disobeying. That is what power is. So they're going to come out and be all like, please, please, please don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no. Nope. They already popped. No. They need to feel some hurt. They need to feel some pain. And for a good minute, it needs to be a generational shock to the system. They need to be all like, do y'all hate us? What y'all doing, man? Damn, please come back. The same way Target is doing right now. That's why they're getting Consonant and all of them, because they need black folk up in there. Oh, the same way? Oh, yeah. Y'all gonna start. I'm telling you, we are the lineage of the Montgomery bus boycott. You don't think you can wait us out? We'll see. We'll see. Ask the Montgomery bus boycott. Look at the Montgomery bus boycott. That's us, not you. We gonna see. You think you can wait us out? We gonna see. Come on, because y'all can't do nothing we already can't do. We can braid. We can cook. Come on now. Oh, and they gonna get it together. Because the thing is that you are not the ones making the videos, but your little nephew is, but your little niece is, but your daughter is, but your son is, talking about we don't got no culture and this and that. Y'all gonna make sure everybody in your household is straight and is following what we say. Y'all gonna make sure they on our page, because you don't want us to come after. We gonna be like, okay, well, sorry, grandma, we got to give you this bill because your grandson done messed up again. Oh, and she gonna make sure her grandson. This is the same way Hispanics are. There was a bunch of Hispanics. I can do what I want to do. Okay, all right. Y'all test our bluff. See what happened. Now they all like, but the black and the brown, and we got to come together. No. Because remember Javier said. He said that he don't want no niggas, so that's what y'all got to do. And it's gonna be. Trust me, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly before they fold completely. Before they fold completely, it's gonna get ugly. They're gonna be threatening us. They're gonna be talking about doxing us and harming us and beating us and fighting us. It's gonna get ugly. But they're gonna have to feel some pain, economically speaking, because we don't condone violence. Oh, they're going to have to feel some good hurt. They're going to have to. So come August, look, August is in a couple days. Oh, I hate it for them. Yeah. But the thing is that y'all not victimless. Because, yeah, you might not have been the ones making the videos, but your niece and your nephew, they got it from somewhere. Come on. Yeah, y'all might not be on the TikTok lives, but they got that anti-FBA mentality from somewhere. So y'all not victimless in this. And of course, we ain't saying the riders, but we already know who the riders are. The riders gonna be straight. But y'all not victimless. Y'all been sitting up there silently agreeing. Oh, this is gonna start clearing the room for everybody. We gonna know where everybody stands with this. And y'all, I swear to God, there's gonna be infighting before this is done among them, and we're gonna be just sitting back like, oh, okay, damn, they beating each other up, because now they're gonna start pointing each other fingers at each other and all that stuff. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. But we're in charge, and what we say goes. And if you don't want to do what we tell you to do, then we're gonna have to get you in line another way. Now, we told you to do something, and it's really for your own best interest. Like a parent telling a child to do something. The parent is telling the child to do something for the child's best interest. Now, whether they don't understand or don't want to do it doesn't matter. We're the parent. I'm the father. You don't debate me. You do what I tell you to do. And if you don't, I will have to punish you. So then next time, as your father, I tell you to do something, you will do it. Bam. And this goes all the way back to what I said here about the collaborators. Because how do you dismantle the foreign collaborators? Because we already pretty much have a good formula and a method of dismantling the domestic collaborators. But what do you do to dismantle the foreign collaborators? And I submit to you, we make them do it. We push so much, we give them so much pressure, they're going to do it. They're going to start calling each other out. They're going to start fighting and getting rid of other people. They're going to start addressing their own people. They're going to do it. That's how we dismantle that. We dismantle that by exercising power among the entire group. And because we exercise that pressure among the entire group, it forces them to straighten themselves out. They're going to be turning on each other, fighting each other, whatever the case is. This is how we dismantle that. Because remember, I said in the beginning of the live, we're doctors. We're doctors. And you're sick. And this is your medicine. Now, some medicine tastes like candy. Some medicine tastes real bad. Unfortunately for you, this is the very, very, very nasty. But you're going to take this medicine, whether you like it or not. And we're going to keep spoon feeding you the medicine until you get better. Because we're doctors. And this is what we do. Now, we have a cherry flavor of the medicine. You're going to get this. You're going to get the oil flavor of this medicine. That's what you get. Oh, yeah. As doctors, because we've already known how to fix ourselves and clean ourselves. We already known how to do that. You know what I'm saying? But we're developing the cure for the foreign collaborators of white supremacy. And I'm telling you right now, we got the cure. We got the cure. Instead of going after one, get them all. 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 And then they are going to start fighting among each other. They're going to start copping pleas. They're going to start the damn fight. And then they're going to force themselves to straighten out. That's power. And then, as the doctors, this is how we create the cure. Oh, we good, y'all. We good. They gonna come out and they gonna be disrespectful. They gonna be this. They gonna be that. We say nope. We say no. It's okay. I don't want y'all to get frustrated. I'm not frustrated at all. Actually, I don't want y'all to get frustrated. I don't want y'all to fold. Don't fold, because we're gonna be seeing videos of them crying. Listen. We gonna see videos of them crying. I'm talking about boo-hooing. I'm talking about they gonna be, oh, they gonna be crying before it's all over. And I don't want us to fold the second we see a tear either. You still got it. You got some more doses. Come on, let me get another spoonful. Here you go. We are Dr. FBA. Come on now. That's how we gonna get it done. That's how we gonna get this done now. Oh. Y'all already getting better. We already seeing the results. This is great. This is great. I love it. I love it. Oh, do we still need some more medicine? Yep. Yes, you do. Because you've been sick for a very long time. So one spoonful ain't gonna do it now. We gonna need a couple more spoonfuls. You've been sick for too long. We gonna need some more spoonfuls. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I love it. I love it. I want y'all to give yourselves a round of applause. We love it. We curing the day. Come on, we give yourselves a round of applause real quick. All right. Okay, they gonna be crying when you used to have your little doctor's appointment and all that stuff, and the doctor was say, "Okay, time for your shots now." You be crying, "Mommy, I don't want no shot." She's like, "Yeah, you need a shot now. Come on." They gonna be crying just like the kid in the little doctor's chair. They gonna be crying. Come on now. We still gotta come. Let me get the syringe. Come on now. Let me see your arm now. Don't make me have to strap you down now. Come on, it can get worse now. Yep. Shout out to Derek for the cash app, Lamb, Sharon, Walter, Andrea, Joni, Latribia, and Willis for the cash app. Thank you so very much. Oh yeah, we giving that a strong cast for it. Oh yeah. They're gonna be telling horror stories about how we got them. They're gonna be telling horror stories. You be like, there was once upon a time the FBA's boycotted us. We almost went extinct. They're gonna be telling horror stories when it's all said and done. Woo! Oh, okay, y'all keep talking. Y'all keep talking. Y'all gonna get together. Y'all gonna get together now. I ain't even worried about it. David said that's Bruce Leroy's daughter. Bruce Leroy's daughter. Funny. Mike, appreciate you, Mike. David again. He says, they keep focus on bushmeat. Focus on bushmeat. The way she kept doing the thing. Focus. Okay. I don't know why she was doing that. Focus. Okay. I don't know why she was doing that. That was funny to me though. That was funny. Okay. Chandler says these tethers attempts to act smarter than us just exposes how out of touch they are. Yeah, that is true. Wildly with reality. They are. Oh, they way out of touch. They way out of touch now. Come on. And when this all said, they're gonna be asking us for everything. They're gonna be asking us for permission for everything. Oh, we good. Y'all don't. I see it. I see. Oh, we so good. We are such in a good position. I can't even express. We are in the best position possible. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Oh my God, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all don't understand. We so good. Chris says, can the freedmen who seek an asylum talk like a G? Yeah, the freedmen, come on, they fleers. They fleers. They fleers, and we the cure for it. We the cure for it. Contract, appreciate the super chat. Sydney says, gotta pay Toyota. Gotta pay Toyota. I think that's Tico's video. She checks tethers too. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna have to check that out. Antithesis, I'm cooking tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yep. Oh, we good. My exceptional brothers and sisters, I want to thank y'all. They cop and plea. And it is what it is. They gonna be doing that. It's okay. But we doing what we supposed to be doing. I just want us to keep focus on the boycott. I just want us to focus on that. Woo! All right, my brother Hurricane, he says, these people prove education doesn't equal common sense. That man, you ain't ever lied. He says, also, they do not know that you can become a millionaire here without a degree. But they're so smart, right? Yeah. We got several millionaires we can name without no damn college degree. But a whole bunch of college degree people broke as hell. These people got the game backwards. These people have the game backwards, which is why Africa's like that. Which is why Africa is like that. And that's sad. But we're the doctors and we come in with the cure. And y'all gonna take this damn medicine, whether y'all looking or not. All right. Emily, let me see. Hold on. We got another super chat from my brother. Tell like this. He says, the FBA penicillin is on its way. Oh yeah. FBA penicillin. Oh yeah, and this is it's gonna get you right. It's gonna get you right now. Oh, it's gonna get you right. It's gonna get you straight. family, make sure y'all follow. If y'all have missed the notification, y'all can follow that on social media and make sure y'all get that. But what's important is you focus on the like button. Focus on the like button. Focus on the subscribe button. Focus on the notification bell. Focus on these things. Focus on these things, okay? My family, I'm in a good mood, and I hope y'all in a good mood too. We should all be in a good mood, lady, family, my exceptional family. We winning. We winning. And everybody will respect us or they will not be. You will show respect or you will not be. Okay? Appreciate it from hold on. Damn, I did not mean to do that. I have another super chat from what's going on? What is going on? Hold on. Let me give some other super chat real quick. Shout out to, if I can see it. Shout out to Empty. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Yeah, the penicillin is on the way. That being said, my exceptional family, Black first to every single last one of y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here, liking, subscribing, all of that stuff. We are doing such a good job. We are doing such a good job. And we just gotta keep on. We gotta keep on. We can't fold too soon now. We gotta keep on. It's gonna get tough. They're gonna get disrespectful. They're gonna get mean. And this is the defense mechanism. We just gotta keep the pressure on them. We gotta keep it consistent. We got to do it. We got to see it through now. It's been too much talk. We got to see it through. And we will. We will, because there's already enough of us doing it. We will. With that being said, Black First, I appreciate you guys. You all have a good rest of your night. And y'all stay blessed.